started now, and I'll let in. All right, guys. So this is very nice weather with a long weekend in Canada, and I'm not sure why I'm writing weather news here. So this is the free weather news from your instructor, and otherwise, yeah, normally they pay me for doing that. Yeah, sure. Okay. Anyway, so font size for the weather news. Yeah. What am I doing? Let's get back to. Okay, so we were talking about mailbox and font size is 120. Yeah, we're good. So we were talking about different features here in the other features in the Exchange Admin Center. And here we have a lot of those features there. Um, and yeah, good morning. So here we have gone through retention tags as well. We connected the we created the retention tags, then we attached it to the policy last time. I think we did attach it to the policy, so I'm just going to go there to compliance, and then we're going to um, check it out. The legacy exchange still MRM retention. It's called MRM, although it's so this default MRM policy. In fact, we so I did create the retention tags because I put them with my name, company personal folder policy. I think last class, which was on Sunday, I think the internet or the video or something happened that I was not able to continue. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go refresh this because I don't see the policy here that I wanted to create to attach the retention tags. So I'll just refresh first of all the concept of retention tags and retention policies. So you want to retain your emails for 1 year, 2 year, 10 year, forever year, and also you want to control these folders here. Which folders? Look out for Outlook. Okay. So you want to control these folders: inbox, sent items, drafts, deleted items. There are some policies that we already went through last time. That there is, excuse me. So there is the deleted item. Suppose, in fact, anyone knows that what is the policy in your company, or if you've heard about it, for the deleted items? What is the policy in, if you have heard or know already, that do the deleted item get emptied in 30 days, 15 days, 60 days, 90 days, or you don't know? So, or what should be the policy of deleted items folder in your company's all Outlook for employees? How frequently it should be emptied? Yep.
180 days, I think.
180 days. Okay. So in your company, it is 180 days. Jimmy says don't know. And Gmail, we already know it's 30 days for spam actually, but I think deleted items, they don't delete it, or I don't know. But for spam, I know the Gmail has 30 days policy. Well, everyone knows that. So 180 days, why would you want to go for 180 days for deleted items? Like, why not 30 days?
Sure.
Yep. So Jamin says don't know for compliance. Okay, why would I want to keep emails in the deleted items for 6 months? I mean, I want to get rid of this folder, all items in the deleted items folder in 30 days. Well, that's just one thought, but why would you want to keep it for 6 months here? Audit purpose, okay, there's audit purpose as well. So compliance policy, audit purpose, there's another reason for that. But if you want to keep the emails in deleted items for 6 months, yeah, suppose somebody deleted it and after a few days or few weeks realize, oh, didn't want to delete that email. Okay, where's that deleted item? I want to recover it. So recovery purpose also, um, one of the main reasons would be the recovery purpose as well, that you could recover still. Now it depends on if it's on-premises Exchange server, then okay, let me just give you a bit of the perspective for this. So suppose you have an Exchange server on premises. You have a Toronto branch, and there you have Exchange server. Um, so that Exchange server, oh, that's too big. Okay, so I'll stick to 48. Yeah, that Exchange server has databases. So you might join a company, or you're already in a part of a company that is having on-premises Exchange server. Exchange server deployed in your company data centers, not online. Suppose that's the case, right? So then you would have a database inside Exchange server. Inside the database, you would have hundreds of for a big company, hundreds of mailboxes. Now, inside those, obviously, those are the mailboxes where all the emails actually arrive, right? So these are all the mailboxes of, suppose there are 500 mailboxes, 500 users mailboxes. So what happens is when the user opens an um, Outlook, right? So Outlook, you just click it and it opens. When it's opening, it's actually connecting to, well, on premises, it is called CAS server, client access server. The CAS server's job is to, hey, oh, your Outlook, you're looking for your mailbox. Oh, okay, let me find you the mailbox. And it searches for one Exchange server and its database and goes through all the mailboxes. Suppose there were 5 Exchange servers, and each Exchange server has 10 databases, suppose, or 20 databases. So it would search where is, suppose this is user John, who just clicked Outlook. So the John's Exchange connectivity request will go to CAS server, client access server, and from there it's gonna go to mailbox server. So this is called, in on-premises, I'm talking about mailbox server. Sir, wow, that was the worst server ever. Sir, were, I guess, a little bit better. Okay, so, and in the mailbox server, one of the mailboxes in one of the database, maybe DB1, DB2, DB3, maybe DB2 has mailbox, so is the mailbox of John. So all the emails will be, so the whole mailbox will be opened inside Outlook. And in Outlook, when the emails are loading, and emails are loading, right? So suppose the deleted items folder, which I was just talking to you about, has a policy of that every 6 months, the deleted items folder emails will be emptied or deleted automatically by the system, right? So that increases in on-premises, I'm saying. Even in online, if you have E1 license or E3 license, Enterprise 1 or Enterprise 3 license, they have, I think, E3 also, that mailbox sizes are 50 GB, right? E5 license are 100 GB mailboxes. But anyway, I'm talking about on premises. So the mailbox size increases. You've deleted so many emails with attachments, and the size is increasing. So the main one other thing that you have to take into consideration is the size of the mailbox, right? Size of the mailbox. That's why, and in order to reduce the size of the mailbox, we don't keep email. Suppose you have this policy of, okay, even if I delete, keep it for 6 months. So, but do you want to keep it after 1 year in the same Outlook mailbox? Because if this mailbox was after 1 year of usage, the size became 8 GB, and after 2 years of usage, maybe with the same intensity you're using it, so 16 GB, and then you got abusive with the mailbox, and it's now 30 GB size mailbox, right? So when it loads, not only that it loads very slow for the actual user John, but it's going to be loading very slow. It's going to affect the database as well. And when it's loading, the memory, CPU and memory of the database is all of the Exchange server will also be used a lot. So it's going to slow down the whole database as well. So that's why we used to have this archive solution then, that please take away all my emails and put it into an archive database. And that archive DB would be obviously not in Exchange server. It would be off limits of the even not within the data center itself, or within the data center, but other network and other servers were there with archive databases. So Outlook would always have a limited size there. Suppose it's just 8 GB Outlook, so it will upload fast, it will open fast, right? And second thing is, if you want to access older emails, the archive database, the archive software button would be added to Outlook. So you want to check the old emails, you would just click the archive and it would go to archive. Oh yeah, that's what my 3-year-old email that I was looking for. But the Outlook mailbox size always remains uh, less, and the mailbox is light and it opens fast. It does not affect any other mailboxes. So that's the story of size. That's the story of keeping an eye on the size and keeping the size under control for on-premises databases. But what about the size for online, Exchange Online? So Exchange, when we come to Exchange Online, Exchange Online. So there would be E1 and license mailbox, E3 license mailbox, and E5 license mailbox, right? So that would be this is 99 GB. You will see the size there, 99 GB. In fact, our mailbox here, if I go and click any of the user's mailbox here, and go down. So yeah, it is 99 GB mailbox here, or because it's E5 license, right? So E3 license mailbox and E1 license, if I just switch to the diagram, would be then I think 50 GB. I really just make sure that E3 is 50 GB or not, but I'm sure about E1 that it is 50 GB. So if you have some policies that are not as aggressive, or you don't have archive solution, but you still let the emails be saved, or much older emails with a lot of attachments be saved in your online Outlook mailbox. So it could reach soon 20 GB, 30 GB, and when it reaches 50 GB, obviously, users will not be able to save their emails, send or receive emails, right? Or even save, obviously, when the size is full. So you have to keep an eye on the size, that it does not fill up to 50 GB. So you have to keep the policies intact there, that junk mail should be emptied maybe in 30 days. Sometimes companies go for 60 days for junk mail as well, because some of the legit emails also end up in junk mail, right? Which are very important critical emails, sometimes by mistake, with the anti-spam policy. Maybe there's a very aggressive anti-spam policy you have, and the junk very critical business emails end up in junk mail. So the thing is that we have to keep an eye on the whole concept of uh, keeping the size of the mailbox under control. That's the name of the game. Online, it's not big issue anymore. But if you have E5 license, obviously, um, some of the info mailboxes might fill up fast. But otherwise, uh, you know, you just need to keep an eye on the mailboxes. And there you go. Sal has put a link there. Thank you for that. And I'll click the restore button here, and the mailbox limits are there. These, so there's E3, E5, and that is address book, global address, 1,000. If we go further down and downer, there you go. So yeah, 50 GB is business. So Microsoft 365 Business Basic and Standard. So 50 GB mailbox. or 49. Microsoft 365 Business Premium, 49 GB mailbox, enough for small business. And E3, E5 is 98, 90. So warning comes at 98 GB that, hey, your mailbox is about to be full. And then you cannot send, prohibit send at 99 GB when you reach. They won't let you send emails and prohibit send and receive out 100 GB. So that's, thank you, Sal, for sharing that. And capacity alerts would be there. So here, capacity alerts and yeah. So if we go back here to that's it, to CapCut. Yeah. So how CapCut works? What yeah, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I make editing in CapCut, and CapCut is a free editing tool, video editing tool. I think you know already. Uh, yeah, so here, if I go to other features and then go to retention policies, that's where we were. And that is already open, I think, under this guy. Yeah. So now this is the background of keeping sizes under control for the specific folders of Outlook, right? And also, you want to archive some of the emails, you want to keep it for much longer time, or you want some emails permanently deleted after some time automatically. So you have to keep an eye on the whole policy here. In fact, when I'm teaching this here or sharing this information with you here, I'm thinking that, hey, I haven't gone through my company's Exchange Online mailbox policies, and we are still on default or whatever the previous administrators did. Uh, it's there. I never touched this MRM retention tags yet. But whenever I try to touch, my director says, hey, wait for the project. When we start the project and this one is under that, then we're going to go to the policy. You're going to get approvals. So I said, yeah, that does make sense. We're going to do it properly and with approvals instead of me going through this and getting approval right away. And director is busy, and she says yes or no right away without much thinking. So yeah, better wait for a project and then do it. And obviously, it's not an emergency for us. Like none of the mailboxes has hit their full size yet. If that happens, then we would just work on the policy right away. Anyway, so I have created this policy last class that is company personal folder. So for the personal folder, it's going to be archived after 730 days or 2 years. So why did we create this tag or the policy of personal folder? Personal folder would be all the folders that we create here, create new folder here. And I did create one last time here that was boss, not boss emails. So obviously this is very, very important personal folder for me, right? Boss emails. So I don't want any external, any admin policy to disrupt this, and I don't then see boss emails anymore. So people do create personal folders, and they are very, very important sometimes. And sometimes they are like, okay, all the cat videos links. Sometimes they create personal folder for that or something like that. So obviously that's a total waste, and try not to do that in the office mailbox. So the thing is that personal folders do have importance, and people will protest if you have some disruptive policies. So 2 years, according to this policy, 2 years, all the emails will be there in personal folders of all the users in the organization, and then it will be archived. It will never be deleted. Now, whatever you do after, suppose you put it on 7-year archive, and then you think that now I don't think anyone would be any of the emails or information would be useful, then according to the company compliance policy, you would put that archive up. Maybe after 7 years, you put it to automatic delete. One of the companies I know, they have a policy to save the emails forever for all the employees. And I showed you that option in the tag because I'm just going to go through that tag quickly, test tag, because I've already created that and you can refer to the last video. So automatically to entire mailbox or automatically to default folder, we did that. and by users to items and folders. So we went through all this in last class, so do refer to the last class video. But it is about the different folders, or you want to apply the policy on the full mailbox. You want to apply the policy on just one folder, like suppose you want to apply the policy only on deleted items folder. So that is the tag as well that we created. And then by users, items and folders, or then personal folders. So if the user creates personal folder, suppose boss folder, and then there is a sales department folder, and all the emails are coming there. So obviously it's pretty important. So you want to keep those personal folders of the users intact. So there's a tag for that too. So I created all these three tags in previous class, so you can refer to that video. But suppose I go for, I'm just going through this again because after some time we're connecting to for this. When items reaches the following age, so or so what is this retention period? How long do you want to retain it? Um, and there's permanently delete, allow retention action. So there's retention period and there's retention action. And so when items reaches the following days, one or more days, suppose you want to put that, then retention action is delete and allow recovery. So suppose I go for 723, right? Suppose I go for, just to see the limit for that. Oh, I just put some random numbers there and it didn't let me go. So it's like we can say 100,000, 200,000. Oh, no, it's not 100,000, 23,237, right? But anyway, it goes, there's a limit always to that. And action, what you want to take in terms of action. So move to archive. Suppose you select move to archive, or you want to go for um, permanently delete. It's up to you. So we create a tag, some tag here, and then we finish the tag like this. So I'm just going to cancel out from here. So I created three tags here, one for personal folder, then one for default 1 year archive, and that is for default. So this is the whole mailbox. I create a tag which will keep the emails in this mailbox for 1 year. And then there is deleted folders policy. This is just the policy for deleted folders, and I put it 90 days, right? But suppose, obviously, if you want to create a policy for your company and for different folders, not the deleted folder, maybe also you can create for junk email and sent items, especially. Sent items, you would find emails for a long time there. And yes, they are important as well. Is there a policy for sent items already here by Microsoft? No. Junk email, yes. Delete items, but no sent item policy here. Okay. Uh, I will check my company as well. For sent item, what is the default? Default, there is nothing. So this means that we can always go there to retention tags and create a policy for that. Hey, keep emails and sent items for whatever number of days you want. Otherwise, if there's no policy, so they are whatever emails are there in sent items folder are permanently there, and it's a lot of email, right? Because when you send with attachments, so it's also increasing size. If you have E5, it's kind of not to worry about then, and even your company would not go hard on that because 100 GB is a lot of space. Okay, anyway, so this is these are the tags. 1, 2, 3. I want to attach these tags to a mailbox now, right? So I would go to the mailbox, and can I attach the tags to the mailbox? Anyone knows already? Yes, right? Can I attach 3 tags to the mailbox directly? Yeah, exactly. As you said. No, nobody said anything. Um, this means that this means what? Okay. Not bad. Okay. So yeah, the thing is, the tags cannot be attached to the mailbox directly. So what will attach? Obviously, I'll just create a diagram. In fact, I think I created that diagram before. So it will be attaching to a group first? No, 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 no. Oh, there you go. So retention tags need to be added to retention policy. Retention policy gets attached to the mailbox. So that's the thing. Retention tags directly cannot be attached to the mailbox. That's the thing to understand. And what else was that? Okay, so I'll just put that there. And okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to attach this retention tags to the policy now. So how do we do that? We're going to um, go for MRM retention policies. So retention policy only gets attached to the mailbox. Retention tags do not get attached to the mailbox directly. So tags need to be added to policy. Okay, I'm going to create a new policy here, and that would be company mailbox policy, suppose, and add tag. Now, whatever tags you have added here, you can just that's it. You can just whatever tags you created back there, you can just attach here. So I'm gonna attach this one. Now this is my default full Outlook mailbox. 1 year emails will be saved in the mailbox, and then they will be archived after 1 year. So that's what it says here. And I'm going to go for the second one, which is deleted folders. And I have 90 days policy now. And then I have a company personal folder. So personal folder, 2 years, people see in their mailbox all the emails, especially the personal folders, not especially, this is the policy for personal folders, right? And then it will be archived, right? So it will still be available for maybe whatever the archive time you have chosen, maybe forever or maybe 7 years. So whatever you have chosen. So you're not deleting any email from personal folder. Okay, so I'm attaching these three tags that I created, and I'm adding them to this mailbox policy. And then I'm going to attach this mailbox policy to whichever number of mailboxes I want to attach. So I'm going to click add here. So these three tags are added here. Then I'm going to click next. Now these three, you could add here 7 tags, 10 tags, 20 tags, up to you. Maybe you want to go for all mailboxes here. Okay, for sent items, 180 days. For archive, 7 years. For anything else, RSS feeds, 1 day. So whatever you want to inbox, so you can keep on going for folders and create a policy for them, right? Okay, so if I go, so I just created just 3 tags, but you can create 7, 10, 20, right? I'm going to click submit here because I've added the tags to the policy, and now I want to attach the policy to the mailbox. So I'm just going to click done here. Okay, there's my company mailbox policy. I want to attach this policy to suppose Adele's mailbox. So where is that? So I'm going to go to Adele's mailbox in the mailboxes area in the Exchange Admin Center, and then I'll go to mailbox here, and there is a MRM policy here, right? Retention policy. That's inside mailbox. So I'm going to go there, manage mailbox policies, and then it's this. So now my policy that I just created now is showing here, and I'm going to change from the default mailbox policy, mailbox, to this one that I created and save. But I could select multiple users as well. So no. Suppose boss says no. It would be Alex and Donald and Isaiah and Grady. All 4 put the policy to multiple users, more than 1 users. And obviously you don't want to go one by one then. So how do you do that? Set recipient limits, mail flow settings, mailbox delegation, edit. Suppose I go for edit, and hey, that was supposed to be, it should just appear here. They always keep changing. Mail flow setting, message restriction size, delivery size, email forwarding. So can we attach the policy to more than one mailbox? That would be the question. Edit, no, app settings, okay. And yeah, that's manage for email apps, which app you're opening the emails in. Then comes the mailbox policy. And there it should be, if it loads today, Monday, Monday, or Sunday. Now, maybe after 1 second. Um, knock, knock, knock. Oh, it's in shock. Wow, it rhymed. Seriously, what's going on? Come on, come on, come on, move it, move it. Okay, I'll refresh that. So when I go multiple users, multiple random users, right? I did not put any disruptive policy. I hope for next labs, it should not be creating any issues for me. Oh, see, this is how it just pops up. And mailbox, and then MRM. So it's 4 users now. So it's the same thing. You can just use multiple users you select, and then it's the same like selecting or attaching policy to one mailbox, multiple mailbox, same thing. All right. Okay, so let's go for, if we go for other features, and then we go back to, so retention policies, we talked about it in last class as well. We create tags. This class, we attach the tags to the policy, and then we attach the policy to the mailbox. That's how it works, right? Okay, now retention tags and retention policies both are done. And they live in compliance, and they have been migrated away from Exchange Admin Center to Compliance Center. If you go to journal rules, so what is journal rules? Journal. Okay, so I'm going to go for compliance here. It also has been migrated to compliance. Okay, so Vijay says in the chat, where do we set this policy to default for new users? For new users, when you have created the new user, then you can attach the policy. But that's a very good question. That suppose you want to make it default actually, right? So suppose we go for that same here, and if they offer the button of default, yes, we can do it. If they don't, then we can't. Then we have to manually apply that. If I go for configure your policy here, like these are the tags. I mean, why am I here? Yeah, that's it. So you have to manually do that. So suppose I create a new user here, and not new user here, but there. What am I doing here? Okay, I have to go to admin center again now, and then go to the new user. So first you have to create a user. Let me just go through the process. Suppose I want the new user to have this mailbox policy, right? So I'm going to go to active users here in admin center. Then I'm going to go to add a, okay. Then I'm going to go to add a user here. And suppose it's test user 1 and control A, control C, control V here, and whatever the password is. And then I am left with just 2 licenses of E5 developer. Okay, Microsoft rules on this. Thank you, Microsoft, for being so generous. And now I'm just gonna check that, can I attach a policy while I'm creating it here? So nope, nothing here. And if I go next here, it's just profile info here that, just a city info roles. I can add roles here, but I cannot attach any policy yet. If I go further, that's it. So during the creation of the user, you cannot attach a policy with the GUI. And if I click that and create that user now and close, so that user, obviously, when it is created, it's a test user. There you go. Yes, it's a manual process then. And well, that's admin center here. I cannot put the policy. Then I have to go to Exchange, and then I would search for that mailbox, refresh that. Mailbox should be there as a test user. Mailbox, what? Well, it's about to be here. Yeah. Okay. Okay, it hasn't arrived yet. ST, right? So it's still under construction. So it's still under construction. What? The mailbox hasn't arrived here. Okay. But yeah, when it does arrive here, then you have to manually give the policy there. So suppose you click that, then you just, yeah, the way we were doing that. So manage amount of process. But by default, so it's a manual process, basically. That's it. As long as the GUI is concerned, it's a manual process. But if I go for, where's that? Our best friend. Where is our best friend? Yeah. Where's our best friend? Okay, there's our best friend. Chat GPT, right? Chat.openai. Always keep it open, man. Okay, so yeah, here, and let me just put the chat in front of me. And the WhatsApp chat and this. Okay, so here, um, can we, okay, exchange online. Can we attach a retention policy during user mailbox creation? Um, okay. As of my last knowledge, update in September 2021. Okay. So what is it saying? Did not provide the capability to automatically attach a retention policy during the creation of my user mailbox. However, you could set up default retention policies at the organization level, which would be applied to all mailboxes unless you specified otherwise. Yeah, so we can apply it to all. We can select manually still, but there's another way to do it. Sign into Office 365, assess security and compliance, access security and compliance center, create a retention policy. Hey, that's where we were, weren't we? Assign retention policy. After creating the retention policy, you can assign it to specific user groups. Yeah, that's what we just did. ChatGPT, come on, man. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, the answer is no. We cannot assign it as default, and but it's manual process. Okay, let's go ahead. Other features. Um, yeah, so yeah, there we cannot assign a retention policy during user creation. Okay, that said there as well. And now let's just go ahead. Journal rules. So journal rules is first there were kernel rules, and before there were then there's brigadier rules, and then major journals and lieutenant journal, and then general rules. So it's not that general in the armed forces. This is journaling. Okay, what is journaling overall? Let's just discuss that. So journaling is that, and you know, in Scotiabank when I was there way back, so they actually put me to journaling. So journaling is that, oh, come on, yeah, journaling. So it's a pretty simple concept. The concept is that all employee emails, so emails, employee emails will be copied. You know, the employee sent an email to, so John sent an email to Bob, and that email is going to be copied. Now, the original email, so original email is going from John to Bob, and they have no issue with that. So, but its email copy will be created here, email copied, and it will be sent, a copy will be sent to another company controlled mailbox. So it's kind of spying on you. Did I say that? Oh, okay, okay. No, it's original. I mean, like it's legit. It's compliant with all the international standards. Whatever. So first sent to another company mailbox, company controlled mailbox. Because whatever you when you use companies' applications and whatever data you create from or consume from company applications is the property of company sent to another company controlled mailbox, right? So if there are 10,000 10k employees there, users, so whatever emails they are sending, email emails out, so their copies are so it could be all employees, it could be copies of emails. So each email they receive or send, actually it's send and receive both. Send and receive slash receive. So whatever email uh, they send or receive, its copies being made and it is sent to a company controlled mailbox. So that's where all the copies of your emails are being stored as well. And obviously, for what was the purpose of that? The purpose would be, so yeah, some points about this. You can't protest on that. Obviously, it's company property, so journaling would be some tip points on that. All company data is property of the company. So um, your company decides to do journaling. Oh, I need to check on my company. Okay, so your company decides to do journaling. Um, all your sent slash received emails will be copied and sent to company controlled mailboxes. Um, Purpose used for any possible future investigation. Um, Also, emails in a mailbox, copied mailbox are quicker, easier to retrieve than from old backups, right? Um, but and it is compliant with international standards, because it's company property. Whatever you say there, hey, party tonight, yes, it's been copied. Later, when they're investigating, this will also come up. So they will say, see how serious this guy was. Okay, so the question here from Sandeep is, can we point 5 mailboxes journaling to one company control mailbox? Does it keep same header as original? Uh, we can, so yeah, what I was saying before, that when I was in Scotiabank, so I was also put to journaling to maintain the mailboxes that were doing journaling, and they were like 80,000 mailbox uh, email copies. So 80,000 users were sending and receiving emails every day, right? So all their sent and received emails were being copied to a certain number of mailboxes, right? So 5,000 or 50,000, yes, you can just copy them to any number. Cool. Okay. So and that was like it's a company property, so so it's a company property, right? So it's gonna be like that. So attachments to are just emails. Well, Jamin says in chat, attachment two are just emails. Like it's just like you forward an email, right? So um, attachments would be there always because when we want to investigate, hey, what did this user send? So definitely we would want the attachments there as well. So yes, just like you forward an attachment filled email to someone and the attachments are there, yes. So that's how it is. Sandeep says, and how about headers too? Yes, headers are also kept. Suppose you forward an email to the same email to someone. Suppose you forward five five different emails. So they are different independent emails that are stored in one mailbox outside of the company Exchange Online. Suppose the company purchased another Exchange Online account, and all the emails are forwarded there. So yes, headers would be kept as as is. No header information change. It's just forwarded to somewhere else. But it is in the headers there is additional information like it's this is journaled email. So the policy for journaling, like that information would be there. Yeah, if somebody retrieves from there, they would know that it's not like somebody manually copied, just one person copied this email. It was actually journaled. So yes, headers would have journaling information, and retrieval will show that as well. Okay, so that's a good question. Okay, so yeah, this is journaling. um, in journaling, um, we can enable uh, journaling for internal or external mailboxes. Um, Preferable is that the mailbox where journaled emails are arriving should not belong to the same domain as the employee mailboxes. So it should be something outside. Also, it cannot be public emails. Um, Sometimes they add this policy, sometimes they remove it. So one time I was checking that, okay, can it go to Gmail? And multiple times it failed to go to Gmail or Hotmail. And very few times it actually successfully started journaling to some outside emails as well. So it should be some customized domain based mailbox to which it will accept the journaling to happen. So it cannot be public emails like Gmail, Outlook, etc. Okay, so public personal emails. Now, this is important. Obviously, it's company data. It's very critical data. And some of the emails might be discussing very, very sensitive information. So it's obviously security has to be really, really good about this. And when you're sending it to some other, so suppose you've purchased actually another, second company um, Microsoft 365 services uh, with maybe 30 mailboxes, right? Because you need to journal, so that would be 30 mailboxes with E5 license. One big benefit of E5 license, maybe I've said that before, but you get archiving forever. You get archiving, like if you want to archive not more than 7 years, more than 10 years, or forever, E5 license provides that. You get archiving forever, right? As long as you have E5 license, right? So so E5 has excellent features. I mean, Enterprise 5, the biggest one. So the thing is that you could create second company mailboxes, and that could also prove to be BCP or business continuity project. It could be part of the it. could be part of your BCP or business continuity project. Uh, you want to secure your emails, so why don't you just, get another credit, attach a credit card to another Microsoft 365 subscription, attach a totally different domain, and then simply start journaling all the emails of your employees to this separate set of separate domained mailboxes. Wow, domained. Amazing. Okay. Anyway, so let's just do it now. And so that's journaling. And yeah, so I'm just gonna put that diagram there. And let us go and configure it. Configuring it is not a big deal, but it has its ups and downs and hiccups. So I'm just going to go. I'm already on journaling now. Journal, right? I'm already on journal. Okay. So I'm just going to configure it now. Let's do it. And one more thing is, oh, okay. Yeah. So I'm just going to put chat there and put participants. Okay. So I'm going to click new rule here, right? And how did I reach journaling here? So it was, I went to, where's Exchange? This thing here is really, really pain in the, okay. So anyway, I did show you Exchange. Yeah, this is Exchange. Other features and general rules and compliance, and I'm there. So it has opened already. Yeah, general rules. So I'm going to click new rule here. In the new rule, it says messages. It says here, messages matching the rules conditions will be delivered to the journaling address, right? And delivered to the journaling address specified in the rule, right? So send journal reports to, now where do you want to send it? And it says specify an email address for a for an on-premises archiving system or third-party archiving service. So send an email address to third-party archiving service. Anyway, suppose first of all, let me try to add um, just for checking, I'm going to add my email here or IT support. This is a shared mailbox as well. This is a shared mailbox, right? Shared mailbox, obviously, you can create a info at whatever your domain, right? And or monitoring at, or the exact name. Journaling, do not put exact journal name, because then hackers will say, thank you, administrator. Now I know where all the emails I could find. Thank you for naming it journaling. Okay, anyway, so just name it anything else, like J23598, and you would only know that it's journaling mailbox. But you can put some mailbox to which the journaling email. So first I'm putting the local domain mailbox, right? That please send all the emails, journal emails, to this mailbox. Remember that I said that it's not going to accept, or preferably it is that you select some mailbox outside of this organization, right? And especially not belonging to the domain that the end users belong to. So that's the best practice. It used to just say no to it. It used to not allow us to put the same mailbox as the employee's domain, but I'm just putting it just to show that now what are the rules, because they keep changing the rules every 6 months. Not every 6 months, but yeah, after 1 year or two. Enter a journal rule name. So journaling external, because then I will test that, right? External emails. for all employees. Okay. General messages sent or received from everyone. So you could go specific as well. It doesn't have to be every employee, but you can go 1 or 2 employees only. Suppose the investigation started on some employees, so you can do that. Type of message, all messages. Okay, I'm going for external, but we can go for all messages, internal and external. Obviously, I mean, you would want both sides of messages, right? I mean, not just internal message. I put the rule name there, but it was actually applied to all messages. It changed into that. So anyway, I would want actually in all messages, right? Why would I skip incoming messages if I want to save all the emails, right? But anyway, if there's a reason, yeah, you can do that. So next, so everyone will be journaled now, and everyone's all incoming, outgoing messages will be journaled now, or a copy would be made, and all messages will go here. For now, they did not say no to it. So I'm keeping an internal mailbox here, and next, and submit. Maybe there's an error. Ah, there you go. So before you create a journal rule, you must specify an email account to receive journal reports that can't be delivered to the journal destination. What? To do this, click OK on the journal rule pages, select an email address to send undeliverable journal reports to. Okay. Browse to select a mailbox in your organization or an external contact to receive the undeliverable report. So so email copies are going on, right? There could be a disruption in the email delivery. So where would you want non-delivery reports? Because it's very, very important that copies of every employee's mailbox should be there. If they were not being delivered, if the copies were not being sent for some reason, maybe the mailbox was full, maybe Exchange was down at that time from Microsoft side, Exchange Online. So many of the copies were not delivered. So you need to know then where the non-delivery reports are going, right? So that's that. Browse to select a mailbox in your organization. Yeah, that's what I did. Or an external contact to receive the undeliverable reports. So send general report, general message to da, 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 da. So that's where okay. So they're saying mailbox, but maybe I put shared mailbox. That's why they're saying, hey, put a mailbox. Although they did not say that shared mailbox are not allowed. So I would be then having, okay, there you go, test user, but I would name it info mailbox, or I would name it monitoring or MJ23989 random numbers, which means that, hey, this is the journaled non-delivery reports mailbox. So suppose I would just name that. Oh, I clicked it and it said it was in shock. So it restarted or refreshed. And test user. Yeah, so I'm gonna go for actual mailbox instead of a shared mailbox. Maybe it didn't like the shared mailbox putting there. So this is an actual mailbox. And next, submit. It still says browse to select a mailbox in your organization. Dude, that's what I did. Or an external contact. Okay, what is the external contact? Obviously, we remember that we created contacts as well. A guest mailbox we can also create. So one thing is that internal domain based mailboxes it's not accepting, right? Although it says that put an external put a company mailbox there. It's saying that, hey, I just want to put that error there as well, because then if you get it in your production environment, then you can also, as a record, that you have to put an external mailbox, not internal, right? So I put that there, and I'll put it here. Yep.
Amir, can you copy that error?
Yeah, it's already in the WhatsApp chat.
No, you took a picture of it, the wording, where it says copy diagnostic information.
Oh, okay. Just a sec. If you get this error, then please put the correct mailbox. Okay. And we're going to do that now. Okay, I'll just do what you're saying, copy diagnostic information and put it to
Wherever,
WhatsApp.
whatever.
There you go. Yeah, it's in WhatsApp now.
Thank
Group.
you.
Welcome. Thank you. Okay, so here, I'm just going to go for what it said, and that is contact, external contact. Do we have external contacts in Exchange? Yes, we do. If we go for convert to share mailbox, so I'm going to go to the admin center again, which I closed for admin center. Contacts. So basically we do create this contacts, and we have John Travolta. Okay, so we have this contact. About I put that email. Actually, it doesn't exist. I mean, like, suppose I want to test it, so I'm just gonna put another contact, add a contact, and it's external vendor, and then ID guy me, and I'll just put my email as external contact, right? Add. Create contact field, please enter a unique email address for the contact. Yeah, I created that already. In fact, where guest users, I think I have it. Yeah, it's already there. Guest user, which is also external user. I hope it just takes this guest user email. I hope it takes this one. It has to be outside. If it was another domain, it would have just accepted right away. It's going to check that, and it's going to say, no, browse to select a mailbox in your organization, which I did, and it's not accepting that too. So I'm going to go ahead and just put directly this at gmail.com. Okay. Browse to select a mailbox in your organization. Dude, does it browse? Okay, if I start putting it does not actually browse. Otherwise, it should have sent me a list. General messages sent or received from everyone. A third-party archiving service. So email address for an on-premises archiving system. Now, this is, I was able to put some external mailboxes or external contacts, but I'm just going to click that now. If online, they can change anything whenever they want. Create a general rule. Yeah, we did that. Use the purview, EAC to create a general rule, and use external line PowerShell to create a general rule. Yeah, this is the way. And view or modify. Okay, what did they put there? User one recipient. Yeah, it's just some normal user. There creates a general rule. Recipients to journal all messages sent from and received by the recipient. Oh yeah, this is about, but to whom they are sending this, because there has to be an email address service, right? New general rule. How do you know this worked? The new general rule exists by running the following command. Yeah, it's not taking the email address, dude. Okay, recipient general email address. Yeah, there it is. So general identity, recipient, general email address. Woodgrove Bank. Woodgrove Bank. Like the same domain as the users whose email will be journaled. Like seriously, Microsoft, wake up. Dude, I'm doing this. Okay, let me just go for another one. Because it's the same email here. Okay, I'll go for this. Even Microsoft Documents, it gives the same example. Now apply all messages. I don't. Okay, let me check that. Otherwise, I'll change that too. if it doesn't want it. See? Okay, invalid operation exception. Before you create a general rule, you must specify an email account to receive general. Oh, sorry. My bad. See this. You must specify alternate journaling mailbox that accepts the NDR reports. Sorry. How can I forget this? Like how? Man, Snagit editor is not snatching this. Okay. Snagit editor. I want to just point out what is the mistake. Come on. Grab it.
Sir, I think I found it.
No, it should come here. Then I want to use the arrow. Okay, anyway. So you need to
So can you hear me?
mention here an email for NDR. Then it will let you create anything. Yeah.
Sir, click that settings you see over there.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, settings exactly. This
It's
one.
over there. Yeah, that link.
Yeah,
Put the email
exactly.
address.
So this error was coming because we need to put the correct mailbox at the correct place. And now I'll just that's just part of the configuration that I missed. So that's the correct place. Okay, we're good. Let's go ahead. I'm going to go to settings and it's going to refresh the whole thing. No, okay. So there you go. And this is your company's mailbox. I'll go for now. Oh, I copy pasted. So I'll go for suppose ID user, test user. Okay. Sorry about that. Yeah, my bad. Okay. So here, now I'm gonna go for that configuration again. This is compliance. So I was here, Exchange Legacy, and no, it was, okay, I'll go back from there because within compliance, I then have to search it. So better just go for journal rules here again. Okay, new rule, really. So send journal reports to, and then I'll select some other user, right? Like shared mailbox would be good as well. If it's okay with that, we will know. There is no second. And everyone, all messages. Next, submit. Okay, now the second one. The general email address can only be a mail user, a mail contact, or an external address. Okay, so this is what I was also mentioning, and that's what I was trying to do then. The mail contact. So if I go to contacts, so there are two, John Travolta, and so, well, that's the mail contact. And if it checks if it's there, it sees, then it should accept it. I'll go for my own email because that is having. Will it accept that? We will know now. Preferably, I said. It says journal can only be a mail user, mail contact. So that was a mail contact or an external address. You know, I have an external address. I'll just use it right away. Amer at cloudengineersacademy.com. Come on, you better accept this. That was an external domain. Dude, that was an external address. Okay. By a mail. Okay, let me create a mail user. I actually have a mail user as well. Contacts has mailboxes, external mailboxes. I just put an external user as well, and when it starts saying no, 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 it starts saying no to pretty much everything. Add a mail user. Okay, add a mail contact. I don't have a mail user. Actually, I have. These are the mail contacts. I'll go for another mail contact then. It didn't like the current ones. Add a contact. Why is it not accepting that? Does it want to discover something else? John Travolta, name and email. Add a contact, right? I want to do it from Exchange. Right click, duplicate. That's where I want to create mail contact. Not Exchange. Okay.
Sir, I got it. Mine is working.
Sorry, you were saying?
So mine is working. I created it. So it's
So
actually
what did you put there? Mail contact?
No, you have to use the external email, but you have to enter #ext hash.
Oh, they've added something.
Yeah, just like that. I just
Okay,
copied
thank
the
you.
exact same
Oh,
thing.
that's the mail
Shows
contact
an
actual email address. Let me
Yeah.
grab it from this place here. Thank you for sharing this. But it is supposed to be then here.
If you
That's
go
what I
to guest,
was. Guest users, yeah. Thank you. Yeah, it
and
was here in this format. Oh, this one.
yes, yeah,
Okay.
exact same thing.
Yeah. So it's in admin center, but can we find it in Exchange server? I think we can here as well. For John J. John Lorez. Oh, we can't.
Fine.
For external users, it doesn't show that here, but it does show there in the admin center. Okay, thank you. But what about external domain? Anyway, it should work here. Ah, thank you. Okay, so yeah, we're kind of okay now. It needs this format, but if we go for totally external domain, it used to work, but because what I was doing, as I was telling you in the bank, we just had a separate domain email, the domain that was not similar to this, right? So it was just sending there. Anyway, they always can change the rule anytime. Thank you, Jamin, for that. And now refresh. So it's going to my mail contact. General reports are going to go there. Now it's everyone's every message, right? So does it implement right away? And my Gmail should have it, right? So I'm gonna send email from the local logged in user to, and that is outside emails, inside or outside, right? So if I go back here, apply messages to, when I go all messages. So yeah, whatever messages I'm sending there. So, oh, I wanted to send to ID guy me, but all messages. So I can send it to anyone, Alex. Test journal 1. So it's in sent items. And I'm gonna go to my Gmail and check if the journaling has started working right away, or it's gonna be taking some time, and I'll show you as well if it reaches there, or if it reaches the junk mail there. Updates, not yet. Okay, nope. No, I'm looking at the other side to my in my Gmail. So journaling may not have started now. Jamin, did it start for you? So,
Let me try to send an email.
sorry, what you're saying?
Let me just try to send an email and
Okay.
then I can check on my
Sure.
phone.
So I'm gonna send 1 or 2 more emails to Justin, and if I have an outside email, yeah, Amir at cloudengineersacademy.com. Okay, who else? IT guy me, I cannot send because I have a forwarding also enabled to IT guy me. But anyway, it's gonna give you a general report, and that journaling report is I'm just disabling forwarding here because I just wanted to show how forwarding works way back in this course. So test journaling 2. So what if I send email to Justin Bieber and this, its copy should be sent there. Oh, okay. I'll just send another one. What happened to test channel 1? Your email could be forwarded to Alex to another email address. Your message wasn't delivered because the recipient's email provider rejected it. Access denied. Okay, I put some policy to Alex, I guess, because I was using Alex a lot. So I'll go for some other mailbox quickly. In fact, I went for some other mailboxes as well. I have kept an eye on my Gmail on the other side, on the other monitor screen. Okay, what happened here? No, well, for now, it could take some time because it hasn't reached till now. Oh, there's one update. No. Okay. So yeah, when the email arrives there, I will know in the Gmail, but journaling for now is not really. Obviously, some services take even more than this time. Some services even take 24 hours or few minutes or few hours. So, but any email that we send, the concept again is any email we send is copy should be ending up there in the email that we provide for journaling, and I provided my Gmail as a contact. So it should be some outsider, and it did not accept my another domain email as well. So it has to be with that format of mail contact or mail user that we just did. Okay, so yeah, I've sent a few emails, and if journaling, whenever it starts, then it will accept those. In fact, I can go for a few more here, and sales group, and Simon, and marketing group. Okay, and journal 3, test journal 3. That's it. I'll just leave it for some tests, and let's go for another one. And the copy of it should be ending up in the journal mailbox. But it may not get activated right away. In fact, we should confirm that. When does journaling start working in Exchange Online after it is configured? Mailbox is mailbox, blah, 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 enable journaling. Does support journaling? How does it work? I don't enable that. I mean, the timing, it could be few hours. It could be, sometimes they say clearly it's 24 hours. But okay, it's not an exact answer. Maybe ChatGPT could say that, could tell us. speed at which journaling starts working may depend on the volume of email traffic in your organization and how quickly the journaling agent can process and archive messages. In most cases, it is very fast and near real time, but there might be slight delays. Okay, so there's no specific thing, but it could be real time as well, which means I can implement right away as well. Okay, yeah. So on my Gmail, I haven't received any copy of these emails, so I'll just keep an eye on my Gmail and let you know. And if it takes much more time than that, then I will share the result whenever it shows up later in the WhatsApp group. That journaling has started working now, or when did I receive after configuring it? So I'll share all that result. Okay, so let's go for another feature. Okay. Oh, there was another email that just arrived. I hope it's not telling me that journaling 3. Okay, only Alex is having issue with my emails. All others, and it's gonna keep coming because there's some policy with Alex mailbox. Anyway, guys, so the other emails are still sent successfully, and we would be, I would be just keeping an eye on when the journaled or copies of those emails reach there. The good thing is Jamin is also testing that, so that would be great. If you get the emails first in your journaled mailbox, or I get it, we'll share. Okay. Now, let's go for, okay, thank you. Let's go for the next feature, other features. I'm going to go for malware filter. So malware filter, it's also moved or migrated, but it not to compliance.microsoft.com, but to security.microsoft.com. And it's called protection here. Here it's called compliance management. So I'm going to click that malware filter. Obviously, we should visit all the features of Exchange when you are the Exchange admin, when you are the Microsoft 365 services admin. You must check all the features there. And anti-malware feature default settings may not be ideal for your company, and you should make sure that the settings are really compliant to your policy. So let's go ahead and check out our anti-malware policy and how can we configure it properly. So there's a default one here, and we can create a new one as well. So I'm just going to go for, and where it is, policies and rules, threat policies, and anti-malware. And policies and rules are, yeah, here. So email and collaboration, right? Then there is policies and rules, and then threat policies, and their anti-malware policy. So there are so many others, but in security.microsoft.com, obviously this is the most important area for securing any of your, the whole email infrastructure. So this would be the most critical area. And if I take a screenshot of that, okay, it appears here. So this area is very, very important, obviously, and all the policies here are also important for email, right? So for email security, okay, and I'll put it here as well. For email security, you should visit it a lot and check each and every option that is showing there. The email and collaboration in the security.microsoft.com. You have to go to https://security.microsoft.com would be the main area to visit. All right. So okay, let's go ahead. And I'm going to go ahead and go for anti-malware policy. We're going to create new anti-malware policy here and explore all the options inside and which options to select. So this would be test company anti-malware policy. So what is a malware? Um, So yeah, our trusty friend here would elaborate on that as well. So what is a malware? And malware, short for malicious software, refers to any type of software or code that is specifically designed to harm, exploit, or compromise computer systems, networks, or user data. Malware is created with malicious intent and can take various forms, including viruses, worms, Trojans, spyware, adware, ransomware. The worst type here is ransomware. They encrypt all your data, critical data, and then they ask for money. When you give them money, then in the form of cryptocurrency like Bitcoin or anything else, and then they would give you the decryption key. When you put that decryption key, then your data is again accessible to you. In few cases, the decryption key was actually wrong. So the company gave huge amount of money to hackers, plus they could not still get access to data. So that was bad. But anyway, so this is definition of malware, and I'll just so the anti-malware policies, we have to check them out. Anti-malware policies, and that would be okay. So I'll just go for a small definition of malware. We don't need all that. So okay. Let's go back here. And what is malware? So obviously, the whole industry is really scared to death from ransomware. And I was asking Microsoft that what kind of protection we have if we are attacked with ransomware on Microsoft 365 services. And they gave me, a few articles there that we are have. It's pretty secure, and we are taking care of your backup. We are backing up some of your data, but whatever's in your virtual machine is your responsibility, and take a backup of that and copy somewhere else as well. So yeah, they had a lot of details there to protect from malware attacks, and especially ransomware attacks. So we're going for the malware policy, and it implements on some users or groups or domain. So if I go for my domain and I say that, hey, protect my whole domain for that, right? So I'll go for my admin center here, admin center. And well, I can just grab the domain information from any of the active users, and just grab the domain here. That is the domain of all your users, and say that, hey, just protect my domain, right? So all the users there will be, if I just put star here, in majority of the cases, they do accept that star. But when you say domain, that should be enough, right? I think that it will give me an error, but I'm just saying the protect my whole domain, and then protect from what? So that's where you have to visit your company's anti-malware, anti-spam configurations. The default ones sometimes are okay, sometimes not okay, or sometimes you just want change. So enable the common attachments filter. So .ace, if any attachment in the email has this extension .apk, that's a package for Android, right? Applications. .app, .axc, .ani, and it goes on, and 43 other types. So if I go to select file types, so all those, if any of those files attachments are there, they're gonna alert there will be a malware alert. So reject the message with a non-delivery report. So that's what they're going to do. Or do you want them to be quarantined? So default is simply outright reject it. Maybe you want to quarantine. Suppose somebody did send, actually, is there any kind of file extension that could be legit? .cmd.com, no way. .exe, no way. Does it also have filter for links? It's, oh yeah, that is also coming. So there's a question from Paul. Does it also have filter for links? It's more dangerous specifically for phishing. Exactly. So phishing is the most dangerous and the most easiest way of attacking. Dangerous for the companies and easiest for the hackers because any of the link says anything and the end user is going to click it and there you go, all hell loose on the company. So yeah, that is also coming. That there are some anti-phishing effective measures that we're going to discuss and see. .msi. Okay, sometimes I send my junior admin .msi files, but this is also in the block list and it will be rejected. No, .sys. Nothing else seems legit for me other than, and I would not even put .msi there. MSI is just for Microsoft installation packages, right? .dll, no way. .batch, no way. Okay, these are definitely, this is a good list of things that we can see that already will be, we will be protected from and as an attachment. If you quarantine that, then you can go to the quarantine area and you can check that which emails are there. Enable 0-hour auto purge for malware recommended. So malware zap 0-hour. Oh, .txt left. Raza says .txt left. I think .txt is there. If not, then I can add anything here as well. But isn't .txt here already? Oh, it's not alphabetical, I think. No, it's not alphabetical. Mm, Nope. So .txt is left, you're right. So how about .txt? We add that. Although it's commonly used and so what files are there? The files that are there are those which have been known by, so after attacks when Microsoft does investigation and then Microsoft finds out, oh, this was the attachment. So these are all those attachments which were found being used in the attacks, commonly being used in the attacks, right? Otherwise, there are so many other extensions as well that we can add. But .txt, Microsoft found it not to be commonly used for attacks, but yes, it could be. And when I click add, it's actually not adding. Attachments with matching extensions or true file types will be quarantined as malware. Okay, anyway, maybe it's there and I'm just trying to do that. So enable 0-hour auto purge for malware. If I go, what is 0-hour? So, oh, it doesn't let me go ahead. Malware zap quarantines messages that are found to contain malware after the messages have been delivered to Exchange Online. So enable 0-hour auto purge. Now, 0-hour, what is 0-hour? When the malware was discovered. So what is 0-hour auto purge? So is a feature that Microsoft Exchange Online Protection and Microsoft Defender for okay for Office 365 that helps protect your organization's email from newly discovered. That's the thing. Newly discovered malicious email threats, often referred to as 0-hour or 0-day threats. These threats are called 0-hour because they are so new that there are no known signatures or patterns to detect them, right? So that's the main thing, that 0-hour means, hey, we just discovered it. It is harmful, but we don't know how, we don't have a solution for it yet, right? We don't know how to stop it. That is 0-hour. So, but there could be some possibilities Microsoft could give. Try to do this, some workarounds Microsoft can give, right? But 0 hour just means that, oh, it's not, we don't have the solution yet, but stay tuned. Okay. So what is 0 hour auto purge? Okay. So that should be also importante. Okay. Now there is 0 hour auto purge. If that is there, then what do? Enable 0 hour auto purge for malware. Now this is where Microsoft could give you at once some solutions, and whatever they discover that could be harmful, that shows the pattern of uh, possibly harmful. So Microsoft would at least start working on it and start telling you, hey, do this, do that, do this workaround, tell all your employees not to open that kind of email or any other. So there was a 0 hour uh, alert from Microsoft last month, and they gave us some solution for Excel macro that don't use that macro or remove that macro. So then, and there was a utility they gave, and we ran that utility, and it just blocked that macro until Microsoft has a solution for that. So Microsoft starts giving you workaround. So it also says it's recommended. So you can always enable it as well. And then there is quarantine policy, admin only access policy. So default full access policy, default full access with notification policy. So admin only permission to release quarantined messages will be ignored for messages with malware detected, and we will fall back to release request instead. So the thing is that if the malware is detected and it is quarantined, then where's the quarantine? Let me show you here. There's the quarantine here as well, right? So if I just open that, the quarantine will separate your users' emails, and this is the area where you should be checking from time to time what emails have been quarantined. Obviously, emails that have been quarantined or showing here will be those where Microsoft is sure that this is harmful and we can't let that reach your mailbox, your user's mailbox. So that's why it would be quarantined. So in our company, it's okay. Paul says, is it different from 0-day attack? Yeah, it's the same thing. 0-day message and 0-day attack are the same thing. 0 hour or 0-day. It says here as well. Actually, in the explanation, that it's both. Hey, it was showing there that it's the same thing. 0 hour, 0-day. Oh, it was here. 0 hour or 0-day threats. Yeah. So yeah, it could be hours into discovery of new malware, or it could be days. Microsoft could not come up with a solution, right? So but both are same. Now, yeah, that's what I was saying, that you can go to quarantine here. And in my company, I do see lots of emails here that Microsoft has quarantined. And then I check that any one of them could be legit. If I have a suspicion it could be legit, then I will ask that user, because the email comes to one of our users, right? So usernames are always there, our legit employees. So if I think that that email looks, no, I can't just go ahead and check each and every email. We don't have that kind of time. But just go through it overall. Either the user requests, hey, I was supposed to receive an email, but I didn't. Then come here and check, or just put a random eye here, go through the emails randomly, and then check, oh, let me ask that user, hey, were you expecting some important email? And take a screenshot of that and give that user, hey, this is an email in quarantine. You think it's important? Then I can release it after checking thoroughly, investigating through it, what was suspicious by Microsoft, that it put that email there. Sometimes, and very less this happens, that it's a false alarm. So the email is totally legit, but somehow ended up in quarantine. If your anti-malware, anti-spam policies are very strict, very, very strict, then any legit emails will end up here as well. And then you have to manually release them. And those emails, would cost your business as well if they're not released and answered. So anyway, you have to be very careful with what kind of settings you're enabling here. But zero auto purge, now enable 0-hour auto purge for malware. So quarantine messages that are found to contain malware after the messages have been delivered to Exchange online mailboxes. So if the email message actually reached your mailbox, right? And then Microsoft discovered, oh, there's some new pattern here that we haven't seen before that seems like what hackers use to put malware. So the email is already successfully in your user's mailbox, and Microsoft later automatic tools decide, whoa, I think that's supposed to be not here, so they will quarantine right away. So maybe you saw that email, but you didn't click it yet, and all of a sudden it will be gone. If that happens, that's rare, but it will be quarantined automatically even after it reaches your mailbox. So, but you have to enable that. If you enable that, then this kind of thing will happen, that email reached the user, maybe user clicked it as well, and then the tools discover some pattern of 0-hour or 0-day malware attack, and it could actually remove it. So would you want to enable that? I would think twice, because Microsoft didn't discover it, and they would remove your email, and the user has already seen it, so user will be in panic, right? So you don't want the user to be in panic that, hey, I just saw the email, it's gone, I just saw it. So you start explaining, then the users, hey, this is what happened. Microsoft thought this, that, and then user cross question, okay, why did it even reach my mailbox when it was like that? So then you explain this is 0-hour. Microsoft does not know yet. Blah, 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 blah. So enable it at your own risk, but it's still a security measure. Admins can only release emails from quarantine, which is good. Okay, and permission to, okay, notification, admin notifications, definitely I would want to be notified if malware is detected. Notify an admin about undelivered messages from internal senders. Yeah, if there's, I will check my company as well. Do we have this enabled? Because I would want any undelivered. Actually, there are already settings somewhere else that tells me that, oh, these are undelivered messages, and you can manually see that too. But yes, you can also always add there your email, that if some of users' emails were undelivered. Notify an admin about undelivered messages from external senders. This is internal senders, this is external senders. Yeah, I would enable that. I would want to know if somebody's email was undelivered from our company users. Use customized notification text, or you can just then say that as well, that, okay, your email was undelivered and we are investigating it. We got the notification, something like that. You can put in the text as well. And who did it come from? Maybe from administrator, right? Or IT help, desktop support. Okay, so these are the settings, important, but not a long list, but very important, right? So you have to think that, what do you want to do with this setting? So next, we discussed it, and some things are on, some things are off, and then we submit it. Okay, so anti-malware policy got created here. Now, this malware policy, do we need to attach it somewhere? Because it's a malware policy. So if I go to the mailbox here, mailboxes, malware policy, I think it's not something that we attach. Retention policy, role policy, address policy, sharing policy. No, this is not something we attach. This is just overall, it just implements for everyone. So I'm just gonna go back to check the other features. Oh yeah, we were talking about general rules, refresh, and I'm gonna check my Gmail as well. By now, is the journaling rule working
So I think it won't
or
work. I made a mistake.
did not?
No,
Oh,
yeah, I just changed IT guy at gmail.com instead of the whole thing. Again, back to the way it was.
okay. Sorry, you were saying again? Can you say?
Yeah, so IT guy me at gmail.com. That's it. Like
Oh,
not hash, not ext hash. Just take out
but
everything else.
yeah, it let me go ahead because of that. But did
Yeah,
you change
but
it to Gmail?
yes, yeah, and then I got the email right away.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, Microsoft really need to get their game together now. It was rejecting my Gmail when I was adding that, but maybe because I added
Maybe your
that
Gmail
as
has
a
problem.
yeah, my Gmail also was added as a contact before already. If I go for and my external email totally that was supposed to be accepted was rejected as well. So when you put Gmail, it worked. What?
Yes, yeah.
Man. Okay.
Yeah, it has to be a
So
guest
this is
user.
ah okay. If I go to guest users, here's the guest user in admin center,
Yeah,
and
that's it. Yeah.
that's just straightforward my email. But okay.
Yeah, I just copy that.
Yeah, that's I actually copied that too and it didn't work, but let's see. And why am I copying that? I can just write it. Hmm. Yeah, it's there anyway. Me at gmail.com. Hey, it rejected me before. Oh, and now. Okay, yeah, this happened. This is happening for last couple of years.
Yeah, so I just change
That
like any use any other email account because maybe this
yeah.
email has some
Oh
problem with
yeah.
it. So
We
mine is
I have
working.
used it actually.
I got like 3 emails
Hmm.
back to back.
Oh man,
Yeah,
serious. Good,
right.
thanks. Hmm.
I sent to
Uh,
like sent to distribution group and other security group as well as other users. We got the message right away in my external.
wow. Okay. What email I have actually? Oh,
Maybe you can
what?
use any
What?
of our email. So
Yeah. Hey.
this is my test email I created just for practice. Maybe you can put that one instead.
Yeah. Hey, can you give me your email? Yeah, because it's outside of this organization. So yeah, that was good. And you can confirm.
Yeah. So yeah, this is the email.
Okay. And okay. Next, but you haven't used one for your journaling testing, right?
No, I'm using this one as for my journal.
So,
So it should
oh, okay.
accept. It's an external.
What? It accepted
See,
yours? But yeah, it makes sense because I used it somewhere else. My ID guy me, I used it somewhere else within Exchange. Then I saw
now you
that
can
before as well.
send email from your
Uh-huh.
email account.
Okay. Okay, so sending it to again
Yeah, to
someone
any email.
here. Yeah. So sales email group and testing. Uh, journaling for. All right. So a copy should be sent to you as well. And hopefully it is going to work. You know, I should create more Gmails. Actually, I have 5 or 6 of them, but I don't use them.
I created
Hmm,
like two, three practice emails just to practice.
that's good. No, but yeah. So now, did you get it? You're logged into this?
Yeah, yeah, on my phone, I already have logged in.
Hmm.
Waiting for.
Uh, okay, that's very good. If I go to my, if I'm logged in from my casual class videos Gmail, uh-oh, um, ooh, no, I'm not. Uh-huh.
Didn't get it. for yours.
Oh, it works? You got it? You have
No,
yours?
not
Oh,
yours.
okay.
Yeah.
Your okay.
I
So
got
whenever
mine
you
right
get a
away.
copy, yours one you got right away, right?
Yeah, like within a second. As soon as I send it, I just got in my email.
Okay. So test journaling 4 would be the subject. Whenever you got it during, before 2 o'clock. So yeah, let me know.
Okay, sure.
Thank you. Thank you. Uh, okay. So we were talking about anti-malware. It's not, okay, there's a status and there's a priority, and 0 priority just means that my anti-malware policy would work first. It will go through whatever I've configured, then the default one, right? And it is always on. That's also a good thing. Suppose sometimes somebody
Sir,
turn it off. Yeah, you were saying?
wait, sir. I mean, you haven't added this email as a guest user in your domain. Like, so that might be the reason I didn't get it yet.
Guest user. Yeah, this is also added as a guest user. So something totally external, which is not guest user.
But I think you have to
Actually, it
add
did
this email to your domain, right? First.
guest
And
users,
then,
and it is
yeah, like you
also,
have,
see this? It's
no, I
here as
mean, you have
well,
to,
and it's
no,
my
I mean,
guest user.
you have to add a guest user of this email, the one I sent you.
Oh, yes, yes, yes.
Then,
So
yeah,
totally
then it will
external
send.
emails it will not accept as well. Exactly.
Yeah.
Totally external it will not accept. Although it should have accepted my Cloud Engineers Guide one. Should have. So this means that I will have to invite you as a guest user.
Yes, yes.
Oh man. I'll have to go back here and I'll copy this from the chat. And new user. And yeah, this is just crucial, and that's it. And you're connecting from Canada. And yeah, invite. So once you click invite, oh, users properties could not be uploaded after invitation, updated. Yeah, this is the default. Okay, you want me adding something else, personal message. Yeah. Come on, man. Guest invitation is not allowed for your company. Contact your company administrator for details. Okay, I think I put some policies there for external users, and that's why
Your
it's
CAP.
not. Mm-hmm. What? Guest visitors are not allowed. Like, seriously? Uh-huh. So I'll go to admin and again add guest user because I've been adding that a lot for. Unless Microsoft says, hey, okay.
Hey, Amir,
Nothing else. Yeah.
Amir,
Yeah.
can you hear me? Okay, I
Yeah.
was gonna say go to Azure, add him as a user, and then migrate him, give him a box. It's not gonna work that way, or
Yeah,
check your CAP, your CAP, your
I gave him
conditional
like
access
this.
policy rules.
Hey, how come your sounds are so low here? I have to
Can you
struggle
hear
to
me?
hear you. Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yes. It's the application that is using my laptop mic. I can hear you. It's just that it's a bit low. So I'm just checking once more the setting for this. Once they make changes, it wow. Meeting options. Where's the switch audio? Okay. Oh, there you go. So all devices speaker. Speaker should be headset. Okay. Microphone is headset already. Okay. All right. Okay, guys, can you speak now?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Oh, thank God. Okay, now it's using the headset. Thank you. Now it's loud and clear. Yeah, you were saying, sorry, Sal? Or Jamin?
Yeah, I can hear
So
you.
what was, okay, so what was the suggestion?
I mean, I was thinking like because I gave this user a license to, I don't know if that makes any difference or no. I don't
Well,
think so, right?
no license. In fact, this is a guest user.
Yeah, guest user.
You're right. Oh, it didn't even send out the invitation. Ah, okay. That's just getting better and better. Oh, I have another email. Okay, I'll just invite casual class. No, when suppose I sent you the invitation and
Mhm.
then you click the invite successfully, you're in my system
Okay.
successfully. Then license to talk.
Okay.
So then I can give you the license. And yes, guest user has to have a license to connect to a mailbox. And some policies, if we want to apply, then E5 license should be there. Yes. In my area, if you get the invite, but it stopped at invite as
Give
well.
them, give them the lowest possible, Amir, just to use your role
Uh-huh.
with exchange plan license.
Like I can give him the license
Yeah,
if if
but
he
that
clicks
shouldn't matter.
once.
Yeah,
Yeah, it should be he should be accepting the invite for me to give him a license, because then it will appear in my system. Right now, just by creating this, it's not an external user if I create it on my side and give a license. So invite user has to accept an invite and then I can do anything. Uh, Casual class videos. So I'm just gonna
that's right.
try to do that for another one. Yep, cool. Okay, users properties could not be updated. Guest emissions are not allowed for your company. Oh man, somewhere I messed up a
Yeah.
setting and its guest invites are blocked. What? I never
Check your
heard that
properties, your
before.
cap, Amir. Check your caps.
Caps?
Conditional access. Yeah, conditional access policy.
I never touched it.
Yeah, but we did do
So in if I go to identity and invite,
Yeah.
yes, it could be if I had ever did conditional access policy on the whole environment. I was giving that as an assignment, but protection, identity protection, conditional access, policies. There's a test one and it is actually off. But anyway, I'll just delete it. I am sure one or two conditions, user specified users included. I'll just delete it, whatever it was, because we discussed it already. And then try again, invite. It may not implement right away, but guest mission is not allowed for your company. Wow. Okay. So yeah, this journaling is really getting on my head because of lack of user. But I have, yeah, I can right now. The journaling policy is this journal rules, and I'm stuck with an email. Wow, seriously, like seriously. I will check the error again. It clearly said that add any of the external emails. So browse to select. Oh no, that was the other error. I didn't get copied that other error. But yeah, it's working with Jamin. And Jamin, can you share some screenshots? Okay, so yeah, whenever possible, you can share those screenshots of you put an email there, and I have some more policies implemented on my environment. And guest policy, I don't think I ever put it, but guest invites, what policy blocks guest invites? That is in Microsoft 365 online. What policy? Um, disables guest invite. Like, you're kidding me? I never disable guest invites, access to your organizations. Okay. Yeah, so there is a disable guest invites or restrict guest access to your organization's resources. You typically use the guest access settings within Microsoft Teams. Teams? I'm not talking about Teams. In Microsoft 365 online. Okay. Azure Active Directory. I'll just rephrase it. Identity. Azure Active Directory. What policy disables guest invite? Save and submit. Come on, come on, come on. Okay, go where? Guest invitations. This policy. You can control the ability to invite guests to your organization using the policy called guest
External
invitations. This
collaboration.
policy is configured to disable guest invitations. Follow these steps. Yeah. Oh, well, it tells me to go external collaboration. Okay, there you go. So configure guest invitations, but where is it? In the left, and when you click on Azure Active Directory, under the Manage section, select Azure Settings. Got it. Okay, so I'll just drag it on the other screen and follow it. But I don't remember implementing that. That's weird. But yeah, things happen. Yeah, external collaboration. I'm going there. Azure Active Directory is identity now, and manage and manage. Show more. Okay, click Azure Active Directory. Under the Manage section, select User Settings. User Settings, okay, User Settings is here as well. And then go to External Collaboration, which is External Collaboration. It should be at the end. Yeah, there it is. External Collaboration settings. And no one in the organization can invite guest users, including admins.
There you go.
Okay.
There you go.
That's the problem.
No, I did it. Yeah, I was like blah 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 blah. See this? Click blah 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 blah. Okay, and in our company, we have restricted it to, hey, at least the admin should invite. Seriously, this was the most ridiculous click I've ever did. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Save. Ugh. Okay. See, ChatGPT saved time as well. Okay. Now it better work. Oh, then it's gonna work for you for your email as well, right?
Yeah.
Chat and then N365, Control C, and at Gmail. It just better work. Invite. Voila. Did I say voila? Okay, again, voila. Oh, thank God. Okay, yeah, one wrong click. Okay, so now when you click on your side, you will be in my system. Then I can add you here in the policy, in the journaling rules.
Did you edit? Oh yeah, I
So
got the invitation. I got the
okay,
invitation.
wow, okay,
Take it.
and you okay that once you
Jamin,
get it, then I will. Yeah. Okay, Jamin.
can you paste it in WhatsApp, the invitation,
Oh, yeah.
so that people can see it?
The invitation guest invite, and it is MS365 app. Oh, there you go. There it is. Yeah, he clicked it.
Yeah,
Now
I
I'm
got
gonna
it.
give you the license and apps, and last license of mine. No.
Give
Okay.
them Exchange Plan 1.
Well,
Yeah, I think only with the mailbox. That's it. I don't need.
That's
no,
all you need.
you know
Amir.
what?
You don't need everything. Just give them Exchange.
Yeah, but if
That's
we
it.
need to test some other security policies, then we have to select again. And I want to, if my email in future is not working, so E5 will
Yeah.
guarantee all kind of. But yes, in production environment, you're right. I would just go for that. But here, yeah, let's just keep test outsider email as a test.
Give them
as well.
Defender. Give them Defender, and give them E1.
but again, but I have to come back here, right? I just wanted to avoid
Yeah,
the
yeah.
trips.
I'm just. I
Yeah.
know this is just a test. We're in
Yeah.
a test environment.
Yep. But
Just saying.
definitely the two things we can
He
give,
doesn't
or
need
three
all that.
things. Sometimes we even need more or less, so we then hit and trial. Okay, so here, once E5 license is given, so it should work once the policy is implemented, and it's general rules here again. Well, it's on. It's already refreshed, so now I'm going to send an email, and you should be getting a copy of that, hopefully. So new email, again, anyone, sales email group, and test journal 5, control A, control C, control V. Okay, so now Jamin
That's the
would
one,
be
Jay.
confirming test journal 5. So it's not immediate, that's for sure.
I think we are in Toronto, that's right. I'm in Calgary.
Oh, there's 3,000 miles. Okay, guys, see you next week for this
We're
one.
3 hours
So,
behind. It's what, 9 o'clock in Calgary, bro?
Right now it's 10
9.
over here. Yeah. Like
yeah,
we
it's
are
12,
2
11.
hours, 2 hours behind.
Oh, 2 hours.
2
There you go.
hours.
So
Okay.
Yeah.
it's 10 a.m. for you.
Wow.
Yeah, 10 a.m. for
Wow.
me.
Still early morning.
I
Wow.
have to
When
wake
we
up like
connected
at
at
7.
10, so
I have to connect at 8. Yeah,
man,
at the time at 8.
I salute your dedication, man. Wow, amazing. Okay. So yeah,
I didn't get it. Can you check
Calgary.
your setting one more time?
Yeah, let's
The
do
email
that
was
because it
correct.
should have been correctly. And ms365ap@gmail.com, all messages. Yeah, it's pretty simple setting. Refresh. And it was an internal, it was all messages actually. So yeah, internal or external. Now I'm going to send to my IT guy me as well. Let me just then do some extra emails as well. Internal, Justin, and
Amir, why don't you just start
external
the whole
IT guy
class?
me. Whoa.
Hey, might as well wake everybody up, right? Like, oh, I got an email.
Yeah, you're right, actually. Even then, then
Uh-huh.
some users are just dead quiet.
Put us in a
So
group. Put
yeah.
us in a put us in a wake me up group, and
Wake me up before you go. Okay, yeah. 6, right? So this would be test journal 6.
I got it.
Um,
6.
ah,
I got
now
6.
it works.
I'm sending
Woohoo.
you.
Oh, right away. This was actually real time. So yeah, even you're in Calgary and it's like so fast. Yeah, I'm just kidding. Yeah, it's always fast. Wow.
Sending you
Okay,
the
so finally it
screenshot.
works. Thank you. Yeah, and let me have tears of joy here. Okay. Yeah. So one screenshot coming up with Coke and
oh, there we go.
fries. All right. Be careful with this message. So I'm just gonna put that message here. So the class or the video recording could see as well. So I just sent that message here. It was journaled, and the sender hasn't authenticated this message, so Gmail can't verify that it actually came from them. Where's the proof that it's journaled? Okay, so yeah, this kind of message ID does. Oh, there you go. Test journal 6, and yes, a journal message would always have this message ID showing there. Also, if there is any other proof of that it was journaled, then let us know. Otherwise, yeah, this is good enough as well. Because I didn't send you, but a copy went to you, your email.
Yeah.
So definitely that's what journaling does. So thank you for showing that and yeah, offering your account. So journaling is working now, and we had to go through certain
Good.
email criteria that I forgot. So thank you, Jamin, for that, and
Yeah.
Sal as well. And okay, so this is 12:14, and this is our brunch time. Woohoo! Yay! Okay, so let's come off our break and let's the class starts again. So break class starts 12:15, 25, 35, 12, 35. I would say ish. Okay, see you there.
Hey, Jamin, did you log into the portal.office.com with that account?
Sorry,
License.
which account?
Did you try?
Hello guys, are you able to hear me? Hear me? Hear me? Hear me? Yes, yes, yes. No, no, no. Yes, yes. Oh, okay. Yes. So thank you. And so let's get going. Man, what a bummer, right? The rain, the weather just you know, ruined the whole fun. There was a cricket match going on, right? Seriously, like, okay, anyway. So yeah. So let's go ahead. Some of you don't know what's cricket, so it's like read cricket. Yeah, that makes sound. Oh, it's not that cricket. Okay, so let's go ahead and anti-malware policies we were talking about, and then there was a break. Now let's go for the next one. But you have to go through all the policies and try to make sure that your company, those configurations related to that policies are configured properly. So I'm just going to go back to the Exchange server and then go to the other features, and then we're going to go for, so we went for malware filter here in other features. Now there's connection filter here. And if I go to connection, so it's also in security.microsoft.com under the protection parent feature. So I'm going to click that connection filter. Okay, so here, yeah, you can see policy rules, threat policies, anti-spam policies, and so there are 3 default policies, because when I go to connection filter, it is actually under anti-spam policies, um, and it's a collection of anti-spam outbound policy, anti-spam inbound policy, and connection filter. So let's explore what is connection filter here. And if I click that, instead of creating a new one, I'm just exploring the default connection filter. I'm gonna go for, so there's the, yeah, you know what? Let's just create our own. Yeah. Okay, create policy. Oh, there's an inbound connection filter and there's a outbound connection filter. Did I say connection filter? Because it doesn't say connection filter. It just says inbound, outbound, and inbound, outbound is related to inbound policy of anti-spam and outbound policy of anti-spam. So this means that I'm going to still go ahead with whatever options are there on this page. Is there anything related to connection filter? Doesn't look like so, but inbound anti-spam, no. First, we're talking about connection filters. I'm just going to cancel out from here. I'll just go and check the default policy then, because there are not much options there and we can't create a new one. So we're going to be relying on the default one. If I go to edit connection filter policy, so that's it. Always allow messages from the following IP addresses or address range. Always block messages from the following IP addresses or address range. So and turn on safe list. If you have created a safe list, it's just gonna so safe list is that what connections are safe. Maybe you've created a list of that, and it's gonna let those connections be oh, yikes. Try to connect again. Okay, so there's a message in WhatsApp that I cannot join. So I'll just, I told him to join again. So that's participant, and there's chat here. Okay, so who's not able to join? I mean, who is it? Oh, Jamie is not able to join. Huh. So I don't see the pop-up for Jamie to join. I don't see a pop-up. Screen accept. Yikes. Okay, so Jamie is not able to join. We're having problem connecting to the meeting. Check your network connection and then try again. Huh. Like accept your connection. Normally there pop-up that I need to click to let in. Right, like it's pop-up that I need to click. Okay, anyway, let's carry on, guys. And what we were talking about was that you can put an IP address here to allow messages. Suppose you have blocked all, except for this. So the thing is that, um, you can add any IP address here, and obviously from that IP address, nobody will be able to connect to your Microsoft 365 environment or be able to open the mailbox especially. So connection also, it's not actually, sorry, it's a connection filter is also that if you get a link in your email and you click it, so obviously you have to add that, block that IP address if there was an IP address there, or you found out that from behind that link there's an IP address, so you can actually block it. Suppose it's from known hackers, or the IP address is already in the blacklist databases around the world. So you can also check the blacklist databases. If I go here, blacklist. So if I just type in blacklist, okay, yeah, that was a very cool series. I mean, this blacklist on Netflix, right? Okay, so if I go to the blacklist, IP domains and IPs. So there are independently maintained blacklists that explain the, that adds or that shows which IP addresses and domains are known to be source of attacks, hacking attacks, and spam, right? So those blacklists also you can check. So suppose there's an MX toolbox here, IP blacklist check, and then you can just go there and check if any of the IP or domain have been blocked, or suppose your user got an email that has some https:// and public IP there. So you can just put that IP there. Obviously, the user should not click it, but you could just put the IP there and check if it is already blacklisted or not. Suppose I go for my DSL IP, which is going to change, and I don't know why I'm doing that. What is my IP? And currently this is my IP and it's going to change soon, but I can just put it here, and this IP was given to my DSL router by Rogers connection. So I can just do a cross check on blacklist for this. Oh, seriously? We're not. What? I'm on blacklist. We checking against 84 known blacklists. So it's a database of IP addresses there. My IP is there in the blacklist. So I need to check my, son's computers. What are they uploading or downloading? And seriously, okay, so it's clear from all others. Barracuda timeout and no solicitado. This is also a blacklist database, but my IP is blacklisted from spam Zen. Oh, really? So is there some spam being sent from my IP address? Wow, I need to check all the traffic. Okay, I'll be logging into my Rogers DSL and I'll check their some traffic reports, or I'll go for some external tools to check how much traffic is being released from this and from which computer. But whoa, that was a shocker. My public IP. It's gonna change soon, but it's still in one blacklist. Ouch. Okay, so I'm gonna go back here and where I was anti-spam. Yeah. So, but you can just check whatever email comes to you, and you can just put that. You have to make sure it's in the blacklist. If it is in the blacklist, majority of the blacklist that is, then and obviously in any one blacklist even is good enough to put a block at it. It could be if that IP address is belonging to some business. Obviously, any of your companies that are doing business with you would not be sending HTTPS:// and public IP. That is the most suspicious link we always give, unless there's a reason they would say. So, okay. So yes, you can just put allow list of IP addresses and block list of IP addresses as well. So that is connection filter. Wow, CNE. Oh man. This is the sound of the jets. If you're on CNE, wow, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 jets just passed by my building. Amazing. Wow. When they would be flying by the CNE in downtown, right? So that would be like, wow. Okay, anyway, so this is it. What am I doing? Yeah. So close connection filter is you can put IP addresses and domains to join, to block or enable, right? Okay, let's go ahead with the inbound anti-spam policy. So if we go there, wow, that's a lot of, and that's where you can actually put a stop to a lot of things that comes to your email. And if I go to the create policy here, and there is inbound, right? So I'm going to click inbound here, and company inbound anti-spam policy. And so anti-spam policy here, again, on which domain or set of users or groups you want to implement that. Obviously, I want to implement it on my domain, or if you don't want that way, then you can always change that. So I'll just right click, duplicate tab. Well, there's one jet going now. Before there were 7 jets in a formation. Oh, all those 7 jets are going one by one. I wish I could record that. I should have been recording this. Anyway, okay, here, yeah, so I'm gonna go for mailboxes. Wow, they're going one by one. Seriously, how can I miss that? So I'm gonna go for that domain. Wow, commentary of the jets. I just need my domain name. Come on, give it to me. Give it. Where is it? Yeah, there you go. So now I'm gonna put that domain name here, and yeah. So this policy implements on all my domains. I'm gonna click next, and set your anti-spam bulk email threshold and properties for this policy. Now, bulk email threshold. A bulk email, obviously, somebody is. So what is a bulk email? It's like this. you select a lot of users here, and then you're selecting, right? And then you're sending to all those users some email. So it could be like 50, 60, even hundreds of users there. So it could be a hacker, or it could be a spammer who has hacked into one of your users' mailboxes, and he could be sending it to some specified link as that user to the CEO or others, right? So in that case, uh, you could control that anti-spam. What is a spam threshold, right? So BCL or can be from 1 to 9. Bulk email threshold, actually CL, BCL, a higher bulk email threshold. So bulk C-mail threshold, BCL. Okay, so what is BCL? BCL can be 1 to 9. A lower value indicates benign bulk email, newsletters, advertisements. You signed up for mail from known good bulk senders. A higher value indicates the bulk message is bad, likely unwanted, and more spam-like. So yeah, if you think the bulk messages in your organization going on are actually from good guys, and they are good bulk emails. So you could just put that threshold down to 3 or 4. Otherwise, keep it to 7. Like you say that, hey, any bulk emails in my organization, I'm not going to tolerate majority of them, and legit ones can pass through. But otherwise, hey, Microsoft, keep a check on who's doing bulk email a lot, right? So that's the thing. Now, if I go for BCL, so what does my trusty friend says here when we talk about BCL? Okay, there you go. Jamin says here, or shared the link. Higher BCL value, oops, indicates a bulk message is more likely to exhibit undesirable spam-like behavior. Yeah, but what does it stand for? BCL. Bulk C-mail or okay, uh, bulk compliant level. There it is. Thank you for sharing, Jimin. So it's bulk compliant level. Yeah, it was explaining there what it does, but that's also very good. That's the bulk compliant level, and I'll just put it here. So this is anti-spam inbound, right? Anti-spam inbound. That's where more trouble comes. That whatever comes inbound, then how do you really handle that? But anti-spam is still a continuous topic here. Okay, and I'll just put it there as well. Bulk compliant level, complaint level in EOP, Exchange Online Protection, right? So it's a bulk complaint level, not compliant. Seriously, why am I saying compliant? Okay, so if I go back here, now we have threshold, and this is good. I mean, from Microsoft, it's default, and we could keep it that way. In my company, yes, the HR actually sends sometimes bulk emails, and once I asked her that, hey, why don't you use groups for that? But then she says that, hey, the HR message is meant for sometimes old employees, all old employees, and totally new employees, it doesn't apply to. So, and sometimes there's different criteria, and I have to choose separate specific people for that criteria. So that's why I have to send bulk email. This means I have to select individually one by one all the email addresses. So yes, bulk email is going to happen, but you don't have to be very strict. What Microsoft has put there is okay, right? Now, if we go for spam properties, so increase spam score. Specify whether to increase a spam score for messages that include these types of links or URLs. So, spam threshold or spam score. If spam score is met, is met, then the users will be having their emails or the sender's emails that breaches some kind of spam threshold. Their emails will end up in a junk folder, and then you will be, then you will be looking for their emails, and they will be always found in junk. So if you enable this, be careful that it could get your legit senders into spam folders. Their emails could end up in spam folders as well. So image links to remote websites. Now, this is kind of common as well. Uh, we have purchased applications from different vendors, and they do send sometimes the feature related information that has image, and when you click the image, it takes us to that vendor's website. So the thing is that I didn't turn it on because it could be legit sites as well. And but there's another feature when you send when you receive an email from a vendor that has pictures and links. So default setting of Outlook is that it does not show you any picture, and you have to select that button up there that you want to download the pictures as well. So first you see, oh yeah, this vendor I trust. So then you can click the download button, and then the pictures that has been added in the email show to you as well, which means first they download and then they show, right? So any of those pictures could be, hacker trap as well. So you must know that what is the source from which the email came, and can you click the download pictures button or not, right? Because of what who sent you that. And sometimes it looks like the just a display name is showing there, right? But to double click that, and then you check the email, and it's some weird domain here. So in that case, obviously, also you cannot click the download button. If you click that, then your company could be attacked with ransomware. So be careful which emails, pictures you want to see, right? If I go back here, so if I turn it on, so if there's a picture with a link, then and you click the picture, then it won't take you to that link. And suppose that was the only way that you could go to that link, then you have to request to the vendor that, hey, can you just send that URL properly separately? So instead of me clicking the picture, because our spam settings are that even if you click the picture, it's not going to take us to the link that you want us to go to, right? And you can put it to test as well. That's also a very good thing, that it's going to still let you click, but it's going to it's going to at least warn you that, hey, this is the policy that's going to be in effect in future. Numeric IP address, this is something that I would turn on my anti-spam feature on. In fact, I don't remember turning it on in my company, Microsoft 365 environment. In company, when we sit in our seat or remotely connect to our company network, so many tasks, so many tickets are waiting for us, right? So that's why this is not, it doesn't come to my mind, but this is something that I would want to enable. Now, what is this? Numeric IP address in URL. So obviously, if you see something like this, https:// and then 34, I'm just going random here. Oh, wow. Dot 34.22.103, suppose, slash, and then index.html. So suppose you see something like that. Obviously, you would try to look at the source. Even if the source is reliable, maybe it's coming from a boss. So it could be that your boss account could be hacked and somebody sent you this as your boss. You thought that it's coming from a boss. Just don't click it unless you talk to the source and say, hey, do you want me to click this type of URL? Although I trust you, did you send that link to me? And send a screenshot, even make it a big deal, right? That you can't just click it, or you can't just click any such type of URL which has actually an IP address. Now, suppose the vendor had told you on in a meeting, right, 5 minutes ago or 2 minutes ago, I'm going to send you a link that's going to have a IP address. So don't worry, it is us, and it's okay to send the confirm that. So when the sender does send a link and all others are it's the same sender, I would still take a screenshot and send it back to the sender. Hey, is this what you meant when you were sending the link? And the sender should say yes, and then you can go ahead and click the link. Even then, if you want to be too careful, so copy this and open a VMware workstation, a virtual machine, and make sure that it is not connected to your company. It's not joined to the domain, and then separately is put that public link there. Okay, so and it's connected to the guest network somehow, or connect that to your cell phone internet, maybe. I don't know. Okay, so there are many ways to do this, but don't click these kind of links. But uh, we are able to click because it is clickable, right? How about if we make it unclickable? So that's what it does here. If you turn it on, it will be a numeric IP address. So spam score will increase, but this is also going to make the link unclickable, but you still have to copy paste and to go there, right? Actually, it's specify whether to increase the spam score for messages and include these as no, it does not stop that. It was some other setting somewhere else, sorry. But that setting looked like exactly like this, that do you want those links to be unclickable? And then it was kind of this numeric or address. So this is not that. The URL will be clickable, but it's only going to have your reputation to the wrong side of the spam filter, which means that spam score will increase if you add. So somebody sends you image. Okay, I may not turn it on for my company, but this one I would turn on. Numeric IP address. Somebody send me numeric IP address. It could likely, I would not click it, no way, unless I'm on the call and hey, did you send this link? Do you want me to click it? Okay, so otherwise, yeah, and whoever sent it, his spam score level will increase. This means future emails might end up in junk mail. URL redirect to other port. So there's some URL that is redirecting you to open to another port. So this means that there's a URL. Now it's not, with public IP. Suppose there is a legit URL and some company.com colon 8420. Now there's a port here, and it just has some specific port. So obviously, it's not a regular URL here. There's a port mentioned here, and maybe the source is reliable. Maybe the source is reliable, but you have to ask that guy, hey, did you send me a URL with a port at the end? And maybe the guy on the other side said no. And then, okay, it's a big deal. Then obviously his account is hacked and somebody sent that email as him to you. So that's going to be a big deal, obviously, but make sure that you are certain that whoever sent you was supposed to send you this link with exact this port. So get on the phone call and ask, hey, do you want to click that? And is it you that who sent that? Okay, and blah, 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 right? Just make sure, make it a big deal. If you see URLs like this, don't click them, and spread that awareness to all your users as well. Okay, so if we go for anti-spam here, links to .biz and .info websites. So somebody sends you link for .info.biz, and so it is instead of .com, it's just .info. Now, this could be a very common thing as well. Some company.info, but these are very cheap domains, and hackers are known to have attacked from those domains or sent spam through those domains. So .info or .biz. So since they are known, maybe the legit company you're doing business with has their domain like this, .biz as well. So you have to make sure that you don't put those guys into spam threshold counting, right? So we just like any other company, we also deal with many other vendors, and they do send their emails, and normally it's .ca.com. I haven't seen anyone sending us email through .biz or .info till now in any company. So whoever's using that, you can confirm with them, hey, is that your domain really? I mean, you didn't get a .com, .ca. Uh, so why are you sending from these ones? So hackers do tend to, they are known to use this domain. Or spammers. Then you can just simply raise their, spam score level by turning it on. I would turn it on or not. Well, maybe. Okay, so mark as spam. Specify whether to, so this is spam score only. That, okay, let them come in, but we may not trust them in future if they keep doing these 4 things, right? So I would turn on the numeric IP address base. If you send me that, your spam score is going high. Next time you will be ending up in my junk mail, right? But here it says this is outright spam. Specify whether to mark messages that include these properties as spam. So this will definitely go into our junk mail. So empty messages. So there's 1 or 2 employees always in every company who are like so lazy that they will just, whatever the point is, they would just send in the subject if they're in a hurry, and they would not bother put it in the body of the email that, okay, hello, and this is what I want to say. They would just put in the subject. So they're reckless, right? So anyway, if they're empty messages, will you consider it as spam? It's not offensive. It's not, if it starts happening to you, go ahead, come here and just turn it on, and next time you won't see those messages, right? Embedded tags in HTML. So there are embedded tags in HTML. So tags are just in HTML where you go to a specific page, and well, that could be a common way to attack for hackers, but I haven't seen that. It's off on my company. Um, but yes, if there's some, so suppose it's a very, very high security and institute, and you really want to put higher security, then you can turn it on. Otherwise, it's okay. JavaScript or VB script in HTML, if there is some kind of code written there in HTML that is related to JavaScript or VB script, actually, many of the codes are related to that. So many of the web pages that come to us from vendors, they could be created from JavaScript. They could have JavaScripts or Web scripts inside. So I don't know. It could be dangerous as well. Up to you. You want to turn it on, then yeah, go ahead. If you receive a lot of advertisements or HTML pages, then you should be careful. There could be embedded script that, suppose you click the HTML page or the link, and that script will execute and it will download some ransomware in your computer. So there is always that kind of thing as well. Form tags in HTML. So again, tags here, embedded tags or form tags. Now, if I just put it here, maybe there's an example. What are embedded tags and form tags? And oh yeah, so tag defines a container for an external resource such as web page, a picture, a media player, or a plugin application. So it could be within a page there is some other link to a picture, or maybe there's a picture embedded in it, or media player or plugin. So HTML embed tag. If I click that, geek for geeks. Wow. So embed attribute. So you can just put any HTML code there, and then within that code, you can put any tag that, oh, this is specific data I'm adding to the HTML code, and this is some picture or directory I'm adding in the HTML code. So this is like that. But yeah, it's up to you, and you can check your programmers as well, developers as well, if they are sending you and they're communicating with each other with a lot of okay, so there's a lot of you know uh, such emails are being transferred between your developers, then don't turn it on, right? Object tags in HTML, again, you could just ask from your developers as well that you want to turn it on. They are using it a lot, then don't turn it on. Sensitive words, wow, sensitive words, suppose I turn it on. So sensitive words are, Microsoft maintains a dynamic but non-editable list of words that are associated with potentially offensive messages. The subject and message body are searched for these words. And then you can be, so it's like, hey, you, and then dash, 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 dash. Why didn't you come to the meeting? So some employee friend is asking another employee friend, but he or she's using abusive language. So that would end up in spam. So if you enable it, right? So try not to do that in your office email, obviously. That's what we can say. But if you turn it on, some of the legit emails, suppose the boss is really, using stuff, but boss's emails you don't want to miss, right? So up to you. Okay, so SPF record, hard fail. So the message was sent from an IP address that isn't specified in the sender policy framework. DNS record for the source email domain. So the email that is coming from an IP address that is considered kind of not safe is what we can see from here or understand from here. But sender policy framework DNS record for the source email domain. So SPF in Exchange Online, SPF in Exchange Online, in AntiSpam. So set up SPF to help prevent spoofing. So what is spoofing? So pretend to be someone else that you're not. This article, yeah, did you know you can try the features of Plan 2 for free? Yeah. Okay. SPF helps validate outbound emails sent from your custom domain is coming from who it says it is. So spoofing is just about, are you who you say you are, or is it someone else pretending as you? Right? So it's all about that. And there are some DKIM settings and SPF settings there that you should do for your domain. Those are some extra protections for your domain that, yes, any email coming from our domain, it is DKIM protected, which means that we are exactly who we say we are, right? So this is not an email coming from someone who's pretending like us, but they're not. So with DKIM signature, that is upcoming topic, DMARC. These two, three features make sure that anyone can trust you. That if this email is coming from you, they will trust, yes, it is exactly coming from you, and it's not someone pretending to be you. So that is SPF, right? Sender policy framework, email authentication with your custom domain in Office 365. So how to update a DNS record so that you can use SPF email authentication with your custom domain. So this is also upcoming, and how it is configured, and yeah, you have to put certain type of configurations there that assures everyone else that yes, it's an email from a legit source and not someone pretending as you. So you have to add those values in your DNS as well. So the thing is that you can turn it on. This means that if somebody impersonated as you and is found out, then obviously that source, that domain will be then not, uh, next time that domain will be ending up in spam, right? So SPF, if you want to turn it on, yes, so some impersonator, if caught, next time will end up in junk mail. Sender ID filtering, hard fail. So the message failed a combination SPF and sender ID check, which helps protect against message headers that contain forged senders. So sender ID check and SPF both are cross-checked, and then next time the sender will be their emails will be sent will be ending up in junk mail. So ID check is obviously, suppose it's John at somecompany.com, right? And so ID check would be exactly that user's ID would be check identification, and if that user is supposed to be as, has sent a spam, or the spam score is high for that user, so in that case, next time that user's email will be ending up in junk mail. So it's sender ID filtering just means that it's going to be double checking. Now, if the sender ID itself, the email is itself is, suspicious, and in all other blacklist databases, or if the, SPF, that somebody from there impersonated at someone else, and it was known to the security applications. So you can just turn it on, and then some of the senders' emails would start coming up in junk mail. But you should just know that there are those features here that, if you enable, then it will start catching those people who fit into these categories. And then you won't be able to see their email in inbox, it will be in spam. Again, you have to be careful what you're enabling. Backscatter. Wow, the explanation there, what kind of description? This is very detailed and elaborated description. So when we go for this information, it just says backscatter. That's it. So, wow. Okay, so if we go for our trusty ChatGPT, so backscatter. And question mark. In the context of email and email security, refers to the unwanted and often malicious delivery status notifications, DSNs, delivery status notifications. So you know that non-delivery reports are there, um, like this. So if it is malicious delivery status notification, wow, somebody's pretending to be giving you a report about, hey, this email didn't make it to the sender, to the recipient. But when you open that email to see the report, hey, which email did not reach its destination? So there are some links that you accidentally click there inside, and that's it. So malicious delivery status notifications, backscatter could be also checked. Somebody pretended to be that NDR sender. Maybe a hacker got the format of your company's non-delivery reports. Maybe you had customized it, and he or she got it. And then he or she pretended to send such an email which looks like a non-delivery report, but it's actually malicious. You open it, you click some link. Oh, where's the report? So it says click a link and you will see the report that which user's email did not reach the destination. As soon as you click it, there you go, you're gone. Already some kind of ransomware has been downloaded, and the backdoor to the server of hacker has been established from your computer to that hacker server, and then the hacker can use your laptop to launch attacks on your company and actually other companies, or maybe banks or government or whatever. Whoa, just clicking one link. Wow. Okay. So backscatter is this, that somebody's pretending to be legit non-delivery reports, which you would be interested to know. You click something, you're caught. I mean, you're a victim then. Contains specific languages. What? Okay, so you can actually put the name of the language there, and then those will be considered spammers. Wow. From these countries. So if the email is coming from such and such countries, then put them on spam onwards. Wow. Okay, so all these settings are there. You should know that they are there and what do they do, and should you need to enable it, come here and enable them. You can put it to test as well. You can put it to some users. Actually, they don't offer that to some users. It's organization wide, I guess. It seems like it's organization wide. So whatever you change here applies to everyone, right? And test mode. Okay, there's a test mode. At least there's a test mode where it does not in fact implement it, but it does give you reports of, okay, he did that and she did this. Those are the emails, and yeah. So configure the test mode options for when a match is made to a test enabled advanced option. Okay, so the thing is that default xheader test or send BCC message, you want to test it, then you can do that too. And about these settings, if anyone matches, the report will be sent to you as a blind carbon copy, BCC, which means nobody will know that. You're actually monitoring all this and you're getting the reports of who's doing what. So these are the inbound policy, right? This is inbound policy. You can see that it's pretty exhaustive. There's a lot of options that if the email is coming from outside, then what can you monitor and what you can put to spam folder, junk mail, right? If I go next, then it says, oh yeah, so as I was saying, it is organization wide. No, it is, you can select actually users as well. Groups, users and groups. So move message to junk mail folder, message action. So whatever you've configured here, if it matches, then what do you want to do? Set your actions for this policy. Yes, it's just move to junk mail, email folder, right? High confidence spam. So there's spam, which is, it could be spam, it could be not spam. And then there's, oh, I'm sure it is spam. What do you want to do with those? Again, add xheader. Xheader is, you put some extra information there. Hey, I think it's spam. And then prepend subject line with text. Like you can add some text. If it is high confidence spam, you can add some extra text there that, some like spam, just spam or spam detected. Or under observation, you can just add anything and it will reach the recipient in your organization, but with a subject change to something what you wrote here, that if it is high confidence spam. Actually, those options are here as well for just a spam and high confidence spam. What do you want to do? You can choose from these options. Redirect message to an email address. So redirect would just simply mean that users will not, recipient who's supposed to get it will not get it, and it will be, if it is high confidence spam or spam, it will be redirected to somewhere else. It will not even reach the mailbox of that user. It will go just somewhere else entirely. So maybe you don't want to do that. Even if it reaches the user mailbox and reaches spam folder of that user, for which it was intended. I mean, at least the user, suppose it was not spam, it was just false alarm, right? So the user could still see it in his or her spam folder. But if you redirected it, that's not a very good idea. Delete message, wow, also high confidence spam, but these options, again, I said, are on for the spam as well. I don't think I would delete a spam because I've been, and it's for everyone, right? That we've found some of our important emails in the spam as well. And then we had to click not junk or not spam, right? Well, I found many actually that were in my spam, and I was looking for them. Then I found a spam and I not spam. So if they're deleted, wow, who would select that? Quarantine message, yeah, they do end up here in quarantine, this area of Microsoft 365 Defender, but at least they're not redirected to some other message and never to be found again, unless you're really monitoring that mailbox as well. Or if they're deleted, that's outright wrong, I guess. But yeah, you should be very careful what you're putting to spam, because there could be very important emails that would end up in spam. And then if they're in quarantine, and if you're not checking quarantine again, you're gonna be then searching where they went. Okay, so always check quarantine as well. But yeah, I'll keep it to junk email folder. At least they would be foundable. Wow, what a word. Okay, so quarantine message. If it's phishing, definitely we would want it to be quarantined, and then check your quarantine here. Just keep that link there in your browser, and in the morning when you're having coffee, just click that link. Okay, what's today in the quarantine folder? So keep checking it every day. Okay, so quarantine message, select quarantine policy, default full access policy. So this is like full access, admin only access policy. You know, the users should not have access to that. And default full access with notification policy. So, you know, quarantine policy, I need to actually give it a bit more explanation. So exchange online default quarantine policy. Quarantine policy is Microsoft. Okay. So create quarantine policies in Defender portal. And if I go to quarantine, what users are allowed to do to their own quarantine messages. Messages where they are a recipient based on why the message was quarantined. So you can allow end users to also decide that if this message was put to quarantine as a mistake, and that the users know that it's a legit email and should not be in quarantine, and the users has the power to actually remove it from quarantine themselves. So that's the full access, open, you know, full access. And so that is something I would definitely not want. Traditionally, users have been allowed or denied levels of interactivity with quarantine messages. There you go. And based on why the message was quarantined. For example, users can view and release messages. Seriously, users can release. I mean, it's a time saver for you as well as an admin. That users know that, oh, why is it in quarantine, and I really want that email right now, it's urgent, so let me just unquarantine it right away. Or the users see that yeah, it's the email, and it's not that important, but I still want to read it all. But in fact, it's a message from it's an email from a hacker with a URL that downloads ransomware, and the user just simply unquarantines it, and then that's it. Ransomware gets installed in the laptop, right? So we don't want that. Now you should check that in your organization. If users are allowed to simply unquarantine the message, seriously, I need to check on my organization as well. I didn't actually check that. For example, users can view and release. There's so many hundreds and hundreds of options. What can we check, right? So for example, users can view and release messages that were quarantined as a spam or bulk, but they can't view or release messages that were quarantined as high confidence phishing or malware. So yeah, the thing is that, do you want users to, and you can see here, security.microsoft.com/quarantine policies. That's where it is. If I click that directly, and it should take me to the quarantine policies. And default, I think we may have checked it already. No, we didn't check it. It was oncoming actually. But yes, default full access policy, right? So user message, release the message from quarantine. User message access, wow. And block sender, delete the message. So Quarantine notification disabled. So yeah, we have to check all that or add custom policy which actually overrides the access to the user to unquarantine their own message, right? They should just call the admin and, hey admin, I was expecting that email and I didn't get it, so can you check? Then you go here and just check it. But I need to check it because none of the users ever asked me to unquarantine any message, which means that maybe they are able to do that. So yeah, definitely there's something worth checking. Permission to release quarantine messages will be ignored for messages detected as high confidence phishing. So if it's high confidence phishing, uh, Microsoft is sure about it that it's going to lead to phishing. Phishing is you click a link and that's it. All hell loose after that, right? So ransomware gets installed or any other harmful file gets installed because somebody thought it's a legit link and somebody just clicked it. So it all just takes a simple naive click. All right. So anyway, so it is right now admin only access policies. Users cannot really touch those emails and unquarantine them, which have been considered as high confidence phishing. So we were talking about anti-spam, but yeah, phishing is also there, protection from phishing. And then bulk complaint level. Okay, it was here. PCL, matter exceeded. So if you have enabled that in the back, I didn't enable that actually. So if somebody's bulk complaint level is high, he or she is doing bulk emails a lot. Maybe they're all legit, so you have to be careful what option you select. And maybe they are just coming from someone who doesn't want to understand the rules, or it's coming entirely from unauthorized sources. So in that case, you can move messages to junk email folder if the bulk complaint, somebody is doing a lot of bulk emails, right? Intra-organizational messages to take action on, and between two organizations that are connected, one organization's exchange online is connected to another organization's exchange online. So take action. You want to take action if it's high confidence phishing messages, if it is phishing and high confidence phishing messages, all phishing and high confidence spam messages, all phishing and spam messages. So you can choose from any of those, and the default is there. And where does it say the default? I think default is still the junk email folder. It's just gonna take it to the junk email. Retain spam in quarantine for this many days. So guys, if it ends up in quarantine, it's not gonna stay there forever. So you have to check it as well. Whatever ends up in quarantine after 15 days will be deleted, right? If you don't move it yourself. And so that's something that you have to take into consideration. Safety tips, enable spam safety tips. Oh, obviously, why did I uncheck it? A color-coded banner in Outlook that warns recipients about potentially harmful messages. Yes, we want that color-coded banner warning the users of harmful message. So yes, it should be coming. And Zap, 0-hour auto purge. We already, I think, checked it and enabled it. Enabled it where? Okay, so here for anti-spam incoming, this is all inbound only, right? So definitely if there is some suspicion of a malware in an incoming email, then Microsoft's Zap or 0-hour auto purge should come into action and warn the user, quarantine the message, consider it as phishing or spam, because for now it has a pattern of those other files that have been used in malware, and there's a suspicion that it could be a new malware signature that Microsoft does not have a record of, and better to quarantine the message or put it to junk mail than let it go. If there's a slight suspicion, it could be, the culprit. So even slight suspicion is good enough to act upon it and just come into action and quarantine the message. So 0 hour is good for catching a lot of new malware that otherwise would not be detected. Next, okay, so always deliver messages from these senders. Well, I haven't added any safe senders list, but yes, you can do that. What we use in our company a lot, excuse me. So what we use in our company a lot is this block sender. And so users keep telling us that, okay, this is an email from, a sender that we don't know. Then we just copy that email, come here, and we just add here. Right now, there are like 15 or 16 email addresses that are added to block sender list. Because some of those email addresses, the emails came once, then they start coming regularly. And the user was like fed up, okay, what is this? I don't know this user. The domain is weird actually. And so can you block it? So yeah, then we have to block it if it's continuously coming from a weird domain, some messages. So we manually come here and then block it. Okay, so domains, we haven't blocked any domains yet. Actually, 2 or 3 domains we have blocked, but there's a long list of senders there that we have been blocking. So allowed senders and blocked senders, right? So this is allowed, this is blocked. And next, so now whatever you have turned on here, so according to that, it could create issues for you as well. And they are there for protection, but by default they're off. And up to you, how do you want to go about configuring them according to your experiences. Maybe you're under attack, maybe you have a lot of spam coming from all sides. Then you can come back here and turn on some of the extra features, so your users will be in peace. If you have no attacks going on, it's not that much, so you don't really need to then configure extra options here. Sometimes then you have to really face a lot of cross questioning from you and users that don't understand IT, right? So, but better be safe. Okay, so I'm going to click create here, but inbound has a lot of options. Inbound anti-spam has a lot of options that you can configure, right? If I go for create policy and outbound, so there's a test outbound email anti-spam, whatever name you want to put there. So if I go next, I would just want my domain. Oh no, it's apply to my domain, obviously, but I have to mention some domain. So I'll just put here. Oh, that is also, that's the default domain here. Legal. I've attached my custom domain to those users. So I'll go there, get my domain again, anti-spam, this time outbound. So that was previous one was that emails were coming from outside to our company. Now some of our users are sending, our users are sending outside of organization to others. So do you want protection there as well? Obviously, we don't want to have a spammer among us, right? So set an external message limit, up to you. External message limit, I think, well, in Microsoft 365, it is 35 megabyte email attachments can go, right? But certain internal message limits that are daily message limits. So how many message you can send daily? Suppose you're sending daily from one email address 15, 20 messages, or actually 50, 60 messages or above 100. Then you can check that your domain should not be considered by other databases as spammer. for whatever your employees are doing. Even if they are doing some legit work, then investigate and ask them if they really need to do this. So restriction placed on users who reach the message limit. So the users, suppose you put a limit of 100 and a user reached that limit. What do you want to do with the user? Restrict the user from sending email until following day. So for that day, the user cannot send any more email, or restrict the user from sending email at all. Wow. Or no action but alert, that at least let me know that this user has breached the limit, and then you can investigate, okay, why is that? Restrict and then investigate is better, right? Forwarding rules, automatic forwarding rules, automatic system controlled. So forwarding rules of forwarding is in, yeah, so email forwarding that you enable. So do you allow that or you don't allow that, right? So forwarding is disabled. You can just enable for the whole organization from here, right? And then nobody would be able to do forwarding. Just check that journaling is not going to be affected if you do this to outbound messages, because journaling, there's an outbound copy that goes from journaling, right? So yeah, we would have to do our homework for this. Send a copy of suspicious outbound messages or message that exceed these limits to these users and groups as well. So whoever is doing that should be send that message as well, that okay, you're in breach, we found you in breach of this. Now I am creating a new policy, but I need to check the default one. If I go there and duplicate tab, because obviously there's 0 here because I'm creating a new policy, but what about the default one? It does have that limit. It should be 35 MB for outbound messages limit, right? So if I go for outbound policy default, oh, it's 0, really. So they haven't configured it, but on Exchange server, the message limit is already there, 35, right? But I'm not sure about the maximum recipient limit per day. I think it's 10,000 messages for one mailbox. There is, what is the limit for sending emails per day for the recipient? So what does our trusty friend tell us about that? What is the limit of Exchange Online user daily sending email? Daily sending email limit 365, yeah, 10,000 recipients. You can send email to one mailbox. Microsoft Exchange Online mailbox can send email to 10,000 recipients. Because this did come to my in my company. Somebody was asking, so I then had to send her the document. So 10,000. So you can send it to 10,000 recipients per day, but I was given an example of more than 100. So yeah, you can just change that limit. By default, it is 10,000 recipients. By default, the sending to external recipients message 35 MB, 35 MB, right? So that's how it is. Okay, add external sending to restricted sending to external recipients per hour. Okay, this is, guys, sorry, this is not how much MB. This is how many recipients per hour, external recipients per hour you can send messages to, and how many internal recipients per hour you can send to. So this is again number of recipients, right? So, and per day limit is 10,000. In one day, you can send to 10,000 recipients, but not more than that. Then you have to wait for next 24 hours if you want to send to more than 10,000, right? But per hour, how many external recipients you can send per hour? So what is that? You know, they should, Microsoft should just put that. Did they put per hour? Oh, there you go. So sending limit, the maximum size of an email message, including attachments, is 25. It's 35, man. However, this limit can be adjusted. Receiving limits typically set at 3,600 messages per hour and 86,400 messages per day for most plans. Dude, it is 10,000, not 86,000. So, ChatGPT does give older information as well, much older information. Exchange online. Okay, it's not giving per hour information here as well. Well, there was a link that was shared because ChatGPT does give older limits as well. And really, okay, lost that link. But the thing is that per hour, how much is it? We can just find out from the limits link. There was a limits link sent by, I think, Jamin or someone else. That was showing limitations, right? And oh, it was not here. Okay, maybe it's in the chat. Bulk complaint and 365 security. No. Okay, so I'll have to check that. Exchange online service subscription limits. Okay, yeah, that's the link from Sept. Okay, and it has address book limits. So distribution group limits, mailbox, folder limits, storage limits, message limits. There you go. And message headers, subject length limit, file attachments, file size.
3,600 messages per hour.
Oh, 3,600. Okay. 30s. Okay. Message image, Outlook, and there's the table here as well. Okay, so 3,600. This is MBs, and then there is. So 3,600 per hour we can send, right? So that's good. And I just wanted to put that table here as well. Okay. So one day, Sunday or Monday. Okay. Oh, well, there are so many limits coming. Moderation limits and limits, receiving limits. So that's receiving and sending limits. Da-da-da. Exactly. Recipient, message rate limit. Where is it? Sending limits is this. Recipient rate limit per day. But where did you see that? Per minute?
On Google, I Google it. So what is the main
okay.
limit per hour in Exchange?
Okay, you
3,600
can.
messages per hour.
Okay.
Maximum
So
receiving
definitely
limit
that
is
it is.
3,600 messages per hour.
Okay.
Sending
Cool.
limit
Thank you.
applies to the number of recipient, number of messages and number of recipients per message that a user can send from their mailbox.
Okay. Yes, you're right. Thank you. And there it is. I was just looking for 3,600. So yeah, this is actually receiving limits, and that's it. Per hour is 3,600 messages per hour for E3 and E5 and F3, enterprise F3. Okay, but that's receiving limit. Wow, strange. It could be for sending. Okay, receiving limit. This limit applies to the number of messages per hour from a single sender. This is set to a ratio of the overall receiving limit to protect against single sender maelstrom. Exactly. So sender is from us, and the recipient receiving limits receive messages per hour. So this is again overall sender is from our side that is sending. Okay. So okay, thank you. And we'll just go back here to anti-spam. So yeah, these are the policies here. So daily limit we talked about, and then external message limit that we can send. This is per hour, and internal message. So defaults we know 3,600 messages per hour, and daily is 10,085. licenses, but they also say for some plans it is 84,000 per day also you can send. So you want to change that defaults to something else, then you can come here. Otherwise, I don't think you should be coming here. We don't need to touch come here. But yes, some organizations might want to put a cap on how many messages could be sent per day and per hour. Then you can come here. Otherwise, no need to come here. Okay, so yeah, that's I don't really need to create it because I didn't implement anything. So but we get to know that inside anti-spam, this is how it's going on, right? So threat policies, Exchange server. Yeah, so here we have gone through here journaling, retention policies, journaling, malware, connection filter, and spam filter. Outbound spam, somewhat of quarantine, but we still have some few more. So I think this exchange topic will finish by next class because there are very few left here, but those are also important, obviously. So we're going to talk about that in next class. Have a nice long weekend and see you next Saturday. I think after that, we can start either Teams or SharePoint, and then we're going to go for so Jamin says attachment to, so this is the, Jamin, this is a recipient limit, like how many messages you can send. It's not about size, it's about how many you can send. So a number of messages. Size is different, it's 35 MB. And for other packages, cheaper packages, it is 25 MB attachments. Okay. Okay, guys, so this is it. Have a nice weekend and enjoy. Bye-bye. Bye, everyone. Oh, okay. Bye-bye. All right. Bye-bye. I'll just sort of the recording. Bye. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.